And good evening and welcome to the ACL Under-19 final. We've started a bit late. We have not had rain in Noosa all week, but of course it's the final and we get some rain tonight and we get a typical tropical southeast Queensland thunderstorm. But we're still going to get a game of cricket. The outfield is drying up, remembering of course that it's been dewy when the matches have been played at night, so the players are used to the reasonably wet conditions. So we're ready to go, and the rules are that they've got an hour and 20 to bowl overs. India, if they don't bowl their 20 in an hour and 20, bad luck. The Australians will then bowl the same number of overs at the Indians. Great to have Grant O'Hara right next to me. Grant, that's a great rule.
Good evening, Dan. Yeah, great to be with you. How exciting is this? I'm so looking forward to this match-up, this game tonight, the final. Australia versus India. It never gets much better than that in cricket. Fantastic. Australia, on the toss, decided to bat.
How do you feel about that?
Well, actually, the more I think about it, I can see why, because India bowled so well defensively last night. So I think Australia want to post a big total and make India taste.
Well, hopefully they can. They were outstanding yesterday. They've had their moments in the other two matches without putting it all together, but they were brilliant yesterday. I've spoken to a few of the parents, and they're hopeful. And Ali Nasser to face the first ball from Sandeep. And it swings away, a little bit of swing as we had last night.
Gee, Sandeep bowled well last night.
He bowled beautifully.
He bowled these beautiful outswingers, and it wasn't so much that Pakistan batted badly. I just think India bowled so well. So this is going to be, they just talked about matchups and said they think the best match of the card, like getting on the front foot, getting out there and batting first. So here they are.
So Sandeep in again, gives himself room and punches it away to the covers. And does not score.
Interesting, the ball being wet, which covered the play here. Yeah, it was, Jew has played a part in the previous games at night, but this is a little bit more than Jew. It really slowed down.
Did.
That's more like a summer storm.
The lightning was a bit of a concern as well. But it's outside the off stump and he attempts to cut. There's as the great Jim Maxwell would say, a wandering split probably between second and third slip in the slips cordon. And he played that away from the body then, Ali Nasser. And Belly and Hurd is opening with him. His parents have been back and forth right throughout the week from Cooperoo. And they've also used it as an opportunity for young Bellion to get his driving hours up as well. But they're loving the fact that he's getting an opportunity. He's at Toombul. He's grade cricket club. Again, he holds that outside the off stump and flirts away Ali Nasser. And Toombul, the home of Matthew Renshaw, the great Jeffrey Robert Thompson. And for a season, one of the great nicknames in cricket, the Wizard, named by Dougie Walters, Ian Davis, the Wizard of Ed.
I was going to say, man, I've got one for you, but your remembering memories of cricket are just fantastic.
Oh, we mentioned a few names earlier, didn't we? Beaten again. Ali Nasser, one that came to mind before. I loved him and he opened the batting. I was trying to work out why they kept him in the side, but as you said, he probably shouldn't have opened. Was a good mate of yours, Mark Gaskell.
Yeah, really good player. They play most of his game. This seemed to be a good show. It's a good ball. It's 5 blocks in a row. It's a shaking ball.
Good start, and this one comes in, and Ali Nasser, all he can do is play it back to the bowler, and he fields and he's followed through, and we get a maiden over. So the first over's gone.
Now, I've never actually seen a condition like this before, a playing condition where we're playing top. So it'll be up to India to get through their overs. So they post 10 or 12 overs. Well, that's what do you get?
Correct, because I think that they took a little longer than they should have yesterday, according to the very experienced umpire, Ian Barsby. And he was honest about it. He said they probably could have done it a bit quicker than they did.
Well, yeah, this has got such a great thing about this team, is that the flexibility that the organisers have shown is they actually get games on and make sure that it's completed on this on the night.
Good luck to the Herds as Ballion gets one down the leg side. The first runners on the board for the Australians.
Now, speaking to the Pakistan coach just a week before, he said to me that most of these, this actually what he said, most of these young players don't go to school. So they will be subject to the cricket focus. So most of their time is spent at a club.
This is pulled away by Ballion Herd. He can play beautifully down the ground. He can whack it square of the wicket as well. And he does that magnificently. Lovely boundary by the young man. Again, he drags from off stump. Well, I presume that they will go for 6 overs, won't they? And then we'll see if we can check with Ian. I'll check with Ian in a second. I presume it'll be for 6 overs. And they'll just keep the same conditions in place as you would normally. Puyush can't. He's had a very good tournament. He bowls to Ballion Herd, who hits it into his foot. And if he didn't hit it into his foot, he might have counted it into his stumps. Puyush can't in again. He's hit on the pad, but I think it might have been well outside the leg stump. He had exposed his stumps, and he maybe tried to hit that a little bit too hard at Ballion Herd on that occasion, but another run on the board for the Australians, who are none for 6 in the second over. Yeah. Bush can't, bowls again. Oh, he tries the ramp shot. Too early, Ali, I would have thought. Way too early. I know it came up a couple of times the other night, but a little bit later in his innings. But he batted well. It's amazing.
What an amazing.
Obviously the ground drains well, which is terrific. Lockie, the groundsman's also masquerading as the bar manager behind us, said, yeah, the ground does dry well. Puyush bowls again, some swing. In swing, which is pushed away, ended up being an attempted Yorker to Manroop Singh, and that's 2 overs gone. And you can see that the players are running through very quickly, the Indians, to get through the overs, to make sure they get 20.
I'll get to the road very quickly.
Yeah.
Just trying to get that Thursday. That's middle.
Well, you, I think, went past the great rugby league stadium, didn't you? Lang Park, and it was chucking it down, as you said. Now that's swung away, and that is a wide. It swung very, very late indeed, and that's the first run that Sandeep Nishad has conceded. This is the start of his second over. swings and misses. Didn't quite have his foot to the pitch. Young Valiant, he's a big man. Sandy opening the attack, and this is one that he attempted to cut away, and he played it away from the body, had to reach for it. Again, swinging away nicely. Sandeep Nishad, a great start. Manroop has opened the bowling generally for India in the first 3 games, and then Sandeep has come on his first change, but I'd have to say this is a move that's worked well so far. Gets one on the leg stump and he skies it high. Is it going to clear the field? There are 2 getting back, and they were a couple of metres away from each other, and they sort of stopped and said who's going to go for it, and the catch isn't taken. So Valiant Herd should have perished, doesn't perish, he survives, and can he cash in now?
That went a long way up. It's hard to take the slide last night.
Bit of hesitation there. Now he drives the next one. It was in the air, and I think it might have been dropped. It was a very low one, and it was travelling like a bullet. And Sandeep, if looks could kill, the young man who wasn't able to hang on to that catch is the youngest member in the Indian team, in Yudhavir Singh in the red turban, and just went through his legs in the end, but it was a low one that if he had a lunch for, I think he takes it. Ali Nassar yet to get off the mark, ready for Sandeep now. Beat that side, the off stump. And he had a flirt that wasn't far away from getting the outside edge. Unfortunately, Ian doesn't know Hindi, does he?
And Ian Barsby, very experienced.
Oh, one of the greats.
Been around a long time.
I don't think he ever would fall for it, would he? He looks so laid back out there chewing gum, Ian, but I dare say he'd have it under control. It's interesting, Steve did say, one of the other umpires who's out there with Simon, said you might make, especially on a long form version of the game, 250 decisions in a day. Cricket, I'm not so sure about that, but if you did, it's a big job, isn't it? Push for his second over bowls, and Valiant Herd manages to get the inside out shot over the infield, and it'll go to the boundary for 4. The 2 fielders are in pursuit. It's not as quick obviously as it usually is due to the fact that it's at night, and we've had a bit of rain in Noosa about an hour or so ago, but it goes to the boundary for 4. Lovely shot. Yeah. Dropped off consecutive balls, but he's made 11 off 10 and Ali Nassar none off 9. Can't be too worried though. We saw Dilraj the other night when the Indians beat Australia, chasing the target as well, but he was 0 off 15, went on to be unbeaten with 70 and get his team home with an over to spare. Push in again, hit on the pad. Herd, he was looking to work that away aggressively through the onside, and he practices the shot.
two fiddles out at the moment. We're deep square leg with a deep long line. So that would suggest that it's wickets, and that would suggest that an off stump to off middle line would be the plan to go. So a chance for another little drop kick perhaps.
Here's Pushkant again, and he's on the move, and in the inside-out shot this time is an absolute ripper for six. Well done, young fella. He's gone over the top of cover, sliced it away, and got every bit that he possibly could with that ample frame. Well done. 17 off 12, none for 20 in the fourth over.
What I love about that is up there, down the wicket, stayed on the line, the landing space of the bowler, inside out.
And he swings and misses outside the off stump. He's just concentrating on his cricket now, according to his dad and mum, and they take him down. He's not old enough to drive on his own yet. Year 12 at school, they take him down for his lesson with his coach in cricket on a Saturday morning at the Gold Coast. They get up at 5:30, and obviously they've been back and forth over the past 4 days for this tournament.
This for Australia's going and heard, sitting up here, going, and looks like Ellie's going to try and anchor it.
He has another swing and a miss to one that had a little bit more bounce then, and he's a bit frustrated with himself. One ball remaining in the fourth over.
Good carry. So what we see now with that fresh up the pace, really has that much better than he did last night.
He really is bending his back, Pushkant. None for 15, though. Been a bit expensive so far. Hurd, this time, hits it down the ground. It was a flat bat shot that he didn't execute as well as he would have liked. Pushkant's a tall man, and he did stand tall, Pushkant, but wasn't able to take the catch as it just cleared him. And Valiant Hurd looks at the bottom of the bat and says to Ali Nasser, I certainly didn't get that where I wanted it. 18 off 15, that's none for 21 after 4.
23. Yep, with Valiant Hurd, 18 now or 15, we've got to change the bowler. This is going to be interesting. The spinner, left arm orthodox coming into the attack, Dan.
How do you feel about this so early?
Oh, well, this is one of those gambles that sometimes, you know, a team captain's going to say, if this comes off, we win the game. If it doesn't, and this is what the Pakistani coach said last night, maybe that wasn't a wicket 4 spin last night. The captain decided to bowl about 15 over, which was...
Well, it worked well when he was on last night, didn't it? As he gives himself room, Valiant Hurd doing all the striking at the moment and facing as he gave himself room and drove it down to mid-off without getting a run. None for 21. Round the wicket again. He cuts the next one. Udavia is fielding in the covers.
Good start by Fan Singh.
Giving it a bit of air. High arm action, as we've said. This time he whacks it down the ground. It's a beautiful cricket shot. He gave himself room and he picked the gap through the onside. Lovely boundary by Valiant Hurd. He's turning it on, the young fellow. 22 off 18, none for 25 in the fifth over.
What I particularly liked about that is that he hit a gap. He knows that there's some space there between mid-off and mid-on, and that was a lovely shot down the ground. Just a little bit short. And that's going to be the difficulty for the spinners. Any deviation off a good line could cause trouble.
He cuts the next one away. It's in the air. and it actually went straighter than I thought he anticipated, because Pratham Pal Singh is certainly trying to force him to play a false shot, but he got 23 off 19. Brings Ali Nasser in now, and he just forces into the onside. Doesn't score, doesn't matter so much, because Ballion Hurd's doing his job, Grant.
Yes, look, I still am a big advocate for one player anchoring an innings, even in T20, and let the rest go.
Round the wicket again. He chops the next one away to the offside. Udavir, good return. He's young, he's quick, he's precocious. As I say, the youngest man out there, or youngest boy out there, by at least a couple of years, Udavir Singh, the 15-year-old in the red turban. It completes 5 overs. It's none for 27. Good start by the Australians. They elected to bat first, and the new conditions are that both teams have got to try and get through their overs, or the Indians have got to get through their overs in 1 hour and 20. If they haven't got through the 20 overs, the Australians will then get the number of overs that they faced to bowl at the Indians, as they'll be defending their total. But they've made a good start here. Ali Nasser has 1, and Ballion Hurd is on 23. I'm going to take a break, and Sue Haas is going to come in and join Grant O'Hara.
I've been so impressed with the quality of the cricket. Nathan Reardon, the first-class player for Queensland, is the coach of the Australian team, and he largely selected this team, and he wanted players that have got first grade and second grade and even third grade level experience to come in and play in this Australian kick. What a shot! Lovely shot. Drop kick straight over mid-wicket for 4. Now Ali the Star, 1 from 11, just got off the mark, last ball of last over, and now he's got a chance to open his arms. Full toss. Nice little flick off the pads, and the Australians will be really happy with the way this is going at the moment. 5 overs for 31, and Ali Nassar and Ballion Hurd, they look to be in control. 6 overs. Right, 6 overs. 2 players out for the 6 overs. In terms of the power play, so we understand those conditions. So I've just had that through from the umpires that the power play will last 4-6 overs, so that means that we will only have 2 fielders out. At the moment, those fielders for the Indian Tigers, there's a player going to long on, and there's a deep mid-wicket. Are the 2 players out at the moment? As we welcome Sunas. Welcome, Sunas. Good to see you again.
Likewise, Grant. Very good evening to everyone watching. That looks close. I will have to look at it again, and sometimes it looks close depending on the jersey that you're wearing on the inside.
I think that might have been just sliding down leg side, Sunas, but yeah, no, it was close. It was him on the crease, so there was definitely nothing wrong with height. I have been really impressed with the skill level of Sandy Prasad. Are you familiar with him prior to today?
Yes, I am. So he's someone who can swing the ball, especially away from the right-hander.
It's a quick single. Well played there. The Australians now rotating the strike.
7 runs in the over. It's a good comeback by Sandeep Nishad after being hit away for 4 first ball. Yes, you were asking about Sandeep Nishad, the bowler. Now let's dissect the 3 departments of his performance in bowling off late has been terrific, because he's found the right lines to be inviting the right-handers especially to go for the drive, and that's how he brings the slip into play, kissing the outside edge of the bat more often than not. As a fielder, he's a gun fielder. He's 2 fielders masquerading in one is what we talk about him. sometimes covers from long on to long off all by himself. And a very shrewd cricketer.
And Sinesh, what part of India is he from?
Amritsar.
Oh, where's that?
Amritsar, Punjab.
Oh, okay.
That's where Sandeep is from and trains a lot in his cricket academy as well. He's one of the quickest. Sandeep Nishad. And full marks to his celerity, his agility and flexibility. So you will find him do acrobatic things which others might find difficult. A terrific shot. Just a full flush. Beautiful drive. And I think for the first time the ball jumped over the rope and it didn't touch it.
No, it took full toll there. That's the most over-pitched ball he's bowled this evening, right in the slot. And look, he's done a machine. He's not going to put them on the same spot every time, but he did over-pitch then, and his batter's still got to be good enough to take full toll of it.
Beautiful shot, isn't it?
Straight down the ground. There's a few nicer, isn't there?
6 overs done and dusted with 38 without a wicket. It's a good start for the Kangaroos. The first power play has been done and dusted with. Pratham Pal Singh has operated in it. Now we get more cushion in the deep.
So this is just an interesting condition. So there's about 50-something minutes left for this innings.
And that's exactly why perhaps the captain is banking on the spinner to complete the overs quickly.
I got a friend of mine who's a very good league called Andrew Losberg. He would have loved that particular delivery there because of the pitch. He got that well above the eye line, and it takes a lot of courage to get it throw it right up. Let's see if he does it again.
That's a cracking shot. Udayveer Singh didn't even put in the dive because even if before he could think of doing it, the ball had sped away for 4.
This is a really impressive start by the Australians, and I think they gained some confidence last night. They chased down a Sri Lankan total, had to chase it down inside around about 12 overs, and they did it quite easily in the end, and they're actually carrying that momentum into this innings. And some terrific shot selection, getting through some really difficult bowling, and impressive. So just a single there brings that Ali Nassar back on strike. 8 off 15. He's starting to get some momentum into his innings as well.
Looks glorious as he plays that cover drive once again. This time, just only in the face of the bat. Inside out, it's one of the most difficult shots to play. But it looks good.
Looks fantastic. Just waiting on the delivery, waiting for it to land. I love watching this left-hand orthodox bowl too. Just the way he's flighting the ball.
And confused whether to go forward or rock back on the back foot.
Because, of course, India has such a proud heritage of producing such great spin bowlers. And we were talking about one earlier, Bishan Bedi, who I remember was just mercurial, wonderful bowler.
Came from the same part of the world. His roots extend to the same part of the world. Pratham Pal Singh is someone who's self-coached, and for someone who's self-coached to be so good so quickly it's a gift in itself. 7 overs gone, 45 for no loss.
Can you tell me, Sinesh, a little bit about the cricket academy that these guys go to? Is it still like a school? Do they still do school subjects, or is it really more just a real cricket focus?
No, they also concentrate on other aspects of the game. So there will be theoretical classes, but it's not the one with the blackboard. It's when where everybody sit down and analyze their own game and their own mistakes. That's how they take care of it. However, there's always a diary and a pen and paper that you need to carry so that you can note down your feelings as well at that point of time. And I love the little exercise that they do, that is to differentiate emotion from the process. Because sometimes you can get emotionally involved with the game so much that you forget the process aspect of it. it.
Sure. So will they still do things like math and English and that type of thing at school, and or is it really just a real cricket focus?
No, in the cricket academy is very different. Cricket academy and school are two different entities.
Right.
And in the cricket academy, there's no math, of course. All the math that happens is within the mind.
So we're going to change the bowl up, and this looks like we have another one of our slower bowlers.
Captain Manroop Singh.
Oh, right, Manroop rest. Left arm, sort of medium pace, bowled particularly well in the death overs last night.
Just threw the bat at it. Too much to do despite the dive. It's going to go for 4. And it's looking more painful when you can't do much about it.
Gee, that's a rare loosener there by Manroop. He bowled beautifully. He's the captain of the Indian team. Extremely good cricketer. And just when the pressure came on last night, he put his head up and said, I'm going to take these overs, and everyone stayed calm and just follow me. So he's come on at a very important stage here, and I'm sure that he'll come back. He'll be straight back, Manroop, a very good player.
That's not a testing line, even though the batter had to throw himself at it. It's not a testing line. And he's bowling slower today as he tries to concentrate on line and length this time around.
Belly and Hurd, wow. He's seeing these like, seeing like watermelons, we call it, or footballs. He's just seeing it so beautifully at the moment. Using his feet, not afraid to throw his bat at the ball.
Just love the clarity with which these two batters have come out to bat today. Big finale. And then he can do this as well. Look how late he moves. Gets it right this time, and it looks good when it comes off. Ali Nasser is into double figures.
I'd just like to know if these guys, if they premeditate like that. I think he's moved early. I'd say it was in his head. I'm going to go for this shot, this ramp shot. The ball just happened to be outside off, so it worked for him there. I still think it's at times it can be a low percentage shot, not to be overused, but when you do it well, there's no one ever behind the keeper, so it's a boundary ball.
Hanging the bat outside of, even though there was a bit of a fumble, it's a single.
Manroop's just got his radar off here a little bit. He's way too much width. That's exactly what the Kangaroos are looking for. They can throw their hands at this ball, and there's not a lot of protection short for catching. So I think he's going to be really keen to get back into off stump.
The run-up's getting slower and slower as the over is progressing, and that's hit hard, very, very hard. No chance for Rajveer. It's still Raj, rather.
You're so right about good timing there. The deep cover was only 5 metres away from that, and he just really gave himself no chance. Belly and Hurd, what a wonderful innings.
2 orthodox shots and 1 unorthodox shot. Both from different batters, of course, but 3 boundary balls in the over. Manroop is proving to be expensive. Well kept.
I wonder if he's feeling a little bit tired. It's been 3 intensive days of cricket for these young players. Being able to concentrate for 3 or 4 games intensively, and I just felt last night there was a lot of tension between those two teams. I don't know if you felt that, but bound to be. It would mean something to them. They'll remember that forever. The time I played Pakistan, and did I win or did I not? How did I play? So Yeah, it's been a really good start by Australia.
Absolutely right. I mean, it doesn't really matter the level, but if you can tell the world that you wore the colors that you're proud of and you were up against Pakistan, if you're an Indian, and Pakistan cricketers saying I was up against an Indian side, it's bound to be one of those bookmark me kind of moments.
Yeah, well, 14. I don't think he went for 14 and 3 overs last night, Ben Roop. So whether he's just feeling a little bit tired, whether the wicket it really has got a little bit more pace in it this evening, and I think that's largely to do with the storm that we had. And now bringing the slow bowler back into play.
Interesting call this from Manroop Singh. Dilraj did not bowl in the previous game, even though he did get one opportunity in one of the games that the Indian Tigers played. Now this will be an interesting battle. Was he conveyed that his services would have been required with the ball in hand as well? That's another question. How prepared is he?
Quick single and well run by the Australians. Just feel like they're on top at the moment. They haven't lost a wicket, so number 60. They take that every day of the week. Projected score 150. I wonder if that's taking into account the time. So it's an hour and 20 minutes, isn't it?
An hour and 20 minutes?
Yes.
The good news is that despite the rain, despite that spell of rain, we haven't lost out on any overs. So we are not losing out on any action. Inside out, it's one of the most difficult shots to play. The ball's going to hide itself in the foliage. It's such a beautiful shot when it comes off. Valiant Hurd is playing an innings of great substance. One shot away from what will be a terrific half century in a big game.
And just take a look at what he's done there. As you said, he's inside out, over cover, and cleared the rope for 6. It looked like it was a little sort of out of the front hand or leg spin bowler by Dilraj Singh there, and yeah, he's picked it beautifully. Picked it in flight. 49 of 31, Valiant Hurd. Aliastar is playing his role too. He's giving the strike to Valiant, and that's a really good game awareness when you can see your mate's going well, so get him on strike. Make sure that he takes most of the bowling.
Absolutely right. And the Indian Tigers are being tested towards the end of the tournament. Yesterday they were tested the most. I thought now it's another testing times for not just Manroop Singh but the entire side.
So it looks like he's bowling out of the front of his hand. As you see, rolling over Dilraj to be more like a leg spinner, or is it what's he bowling? Do you think? What's the?
I didn't tell you before, but I told your dad I had deja vu.
I think he's trying to bowl the regular leg spinner, but it's getting difficult to grip the ball every time it's gone. Oh, I think he's leaving it from the front of the hand. He's not giving it a full rip.
Yes, I think you're right. I think, and the way that actually pounced off the wicket then shows that maybe he's giving that flick and getting a bit of energy through the ball, and
he's just pushing it forward. Less turn, but he's pushing it forward. But why is he doing that? This is good.
Over pitch down to long, a deep long on. Now let's just keep an eye on. So we're up to over number 8. So that means that the inner field of 4 fielders, the fielding restrictions have now finished, of course. And there's the 50, Valiant Hurd. Was that? That's the first for Australia in the tournament. Well done, Valiant, and good saving it to the final.
Yes, couldn't have chosen a better time. What a start this is for the Kangaroos. 72 for no loss.
And so this now asks some questions of Manroop, the Indian captain. He was so calm and cool and collected last night. What does he do with this bowling attack at the moment? Do we keep the slower bowlers going and make the Australian batters do all the work, or do we we bring the medium pacers back.
I just wonder how he is able to find both the spinners and the pacers out of the same 11 that he played yesterday. It was all about the pacers yesterday. Today the spinners.
Yeah, there's clearly been a tactic change tonight as compared to last night.
The tactics have changed, but the 11 men haven't.
Right.
How is he able to find that craft that he needs on that particular occasion?
Yeah, sure.
If there's sugar in the second shelf, you'll only find sugar, right?
Yeah. Yeah. No, he's. So Dilhal Desai.
You're getting it right. Nihal Desai.
Dilhal Desai. And that looked like it was sort of a leg spin action coming out of the top of his hand.
I think it's a love-hate relationship for the spinners right now. Every single taken, because the ball's being hit down the ground and it's collecting a lot of dew as it goes to the fielder. It's only a single, but it's a single that's going to require a towel at the end of it.
That's a wicket. That's exactly what it needed. Nihal Desai, congratulations. That was a really good piece of bowling. Great line of length. Look at him just saying it may have skidded on a little bit there, but that's the end of Valiant Herd for the Australians. 52 of 34, and what a fantastic innings.
74 for 1 now, the Kangaroos. The opening stands finally come to an end thanks to the brilliance of Nihal Desai. Valiant Herd was looking to give it a tonk over mid-wicket, but that's the way he plays. That's the style he plays.
And that's a really good piece of line and length bowling there by Nihal Desai. And the captain, that was a really valuable bowling change there. It's created the wicket. The wicket so badly needed by India at this stage of the game.
74 for 1. And it's a brilliant change in bowling indeed. Nihal Desai providing the wicket, and not just that, the way he has provided the wicket as well. It's not a chip which has eventually landed in the hands of a fielder. The batter's completely missed it. For someone who's smashing the ball to all parts of the ground, to miss it completely just tells you how good a delivery it must have been.
And the new batter for Australia, Aditya, number 9.
Aditya opened the batting as well. Aditya Anand. Today number 3, different role. Look how slow Nihal Desai is bowling.
And this is, as you were saying, this may have been a deliberate ploy to just let's take some pace off the ball, make the batters do all the work. The wicket definitely has sped up from last night, so the ball is coming on. So this is a good tactic here.
Straight to Madru.
No run, what a wicket. The 9th over of this innings, and the innings was getting away from India, but Desai has pulled everything back here for India.
I think this one came from back of the hand. This is the variation which the batter decides not to attack. A successful over for Nihal Desai and his team, 74 for 1.
Terrific over there by Desai. That was just what the doctor ordered for the Indian team. I'm going to hand over to Dan now, Dan Lonigan.
Welcome, Dan.
G'day, Sir Haas. Lovely to be here. What a lovely innings by Valiant Herd. Just spoken to his parents. They're really happy with the way he batted tonight. The drives were there and the start was there for the Kangaroos, and they're in a good position here.
He's not afraid of flighting the ball. That's perhaps because the wicket had fallen just now, so he's allowed to do that a little more.
No, that's right. And the Australians have made the start they needed to make. Aditya was really good yesterday in their clinical win over Sri Lanka, so he's got a good start on the board here to be able to get his team going. That was a good one that kept a bit low that he did well to just keep out.
Very good delivery. I like the fact that he's bowling lanes which are confusing the batters to go on the front foot or back foot. And it's it's a wicket that assisting the spinners a little bit. It's not an outfield that's assisting the spinners. That's exactly why the towels are getting bigger, as big as the trousers.
It's a nice shot as it's steered to point. Yes, they are massive towels, aren't they? They're almost travelling down towards the boots of the players. They were little on the first day, but tonight with the rain and the dew, and yeah, they're almost like beach towel variety, aren't they?
This should be taken. He's not in control, and it's a terrific catch by young Devir. Dilraj rolls, and why not? It's a huge wicket in the context of the game, because Aditya Anand is a man in form who's gone without scoring today. What a good catch it was by young man. Udevir Singh, take a bow.
Great catch by the young fellow. He judged it to a nicety. He had to sprawl forward. He never looked like missing that, Suhas. It was an outstanding catch. The youngest player out there, and it was an indication of what a great pair of hands he's got.
They believe, the Indian Tigers believe. And now with the second breakthrough, they can spin some magic. But can Baker change all that? He's someone in form as well for the Australian Kangaroos. Every team that's set foot in this tournament always wanted to be a part of this particular game, the grand finale. Two of them are realizing their dream. One of them can lift the beautiful cup of ACL Under-19, very glitzy.
I'll need all 11 players to lift it. It's a monster. I tried to lift it before, and I've got to go to the gym. I thought my muscles are pretty good, Suhas, but obviously not.
We got you the memento, that's why.
Yes, that's exactly right. That's good delivery, well flighted. Oh, beautifully, isn't he?
I'm just loving the fact that Dilraj is gaining control as the over is progressing. Just a run and a wicket. Just one run and an important wicket. Last delivery. And this one was pushed from front of the hand.
Had him on the back foot, didn't he? Surprised him. He did well to fend that down.
75 for 2. Cruz Baker is the new man in.
So the run rate for the first time that they're scoring at is under 7. So the Indians doing what they are very good at, reining it in and hoping to get through their 20 overs in an hour 20. Do you like the rule? I like it. I think the umpires were great the way they said, okay, you got an hour and 20 to try and bowl your 20 overs. Good luck.
I love the fact that the overs haven't reduced.
No.
Just the run-ups of the bowlers have. That's the way he plays. Where everyone senses a fielder, he senses an opportunity to go over him. That's just the way he plays. What a shot.
Against the spinner.
And just when 2 wickets had fallen. Love the intent from the Australian Kangaroos here.
Having a couple of good innings in the tournament. He gave that flight. Desai and Ali Nassar driving and getting a run.
Cruz Baker. For the brand of cricket he plays, very soon that bat will attract a sticker, a sponsor.
After the catch he took yesterday too, I was involved in with Ali Nassar.
Doesn't need to chase this at all. Umpire Simon signalling wide. One of the most wonderful umpires that we've seen.
He's a terrific young umpire in his second year at it, but great future in front of him, we hope.
Oh, this was hit hard. Has a burst through his hands. I think it's an opportunity.
Gee, it would have been an absolute ripper if he had have taken that. So low to the ground almost.
When you say it's a ripper, you're not mentioning the fingers and the webbings.
I'm just mentioning the catch.
I think now he's trying to hit the ball a little harder than he required.
Well, that was there to be hit. And the problem was, there was these, well, for Australia, not a problem for India, there was a sweeper out at deep cover. Stopped him from getting the full quota that he required.
Go with a strong bottom hand. 24 of 26, Ali Nasser. Now does his role change? Because it was Hurd who was clearing the boundaries at will. Ali was quite content playing the second fiddle for a very small period of time. Suddenly realizes another wicket has fallen down as Aditya went for the big shot. Now does his role change? This is superb. The single will still be taken. This is good cricket all around. Sensibly played away with the softest pairs of hands.
Well, as we all know, when you start your cricket journey, Suhas, and the ball goes behind the wicket, and you're at the non-striker's end, it's your call. And Ben Baker was very decisive. Cruz Baker was very decisive. I'm sure if Ben Baker was out there, he would have been just as decisive. And a runner's on the board that's 2 for 82. And the Australians having a good time. Matthew Holmes and Ben Baker, who doesn't have his green pants on yet, so he won't be batting anytime soon, it seems. Wood Dwayne to the onside for 1. Kick off a new over for Dilraj Singh.
A good ploy by Manroop to persist with Dilraj Singh, and that's what has provided the wicket in the previous over. Now that giving him the third also means that he's trusting somebody else to bowl well towards the death.
Well, that was an interesting shot, wasn't it? He was going to go down the ground. He tried it inside out, and it sort of didn't get the middle of the bat. It rolled along the dewy ground, and he just gets 1 run for it.
Oh, when he dives like that on a wet outfield, I sometimes wonder if that towel is for him or the ball.
Both. He might need 2 towels. That towel's not a long one.
Yeah, that little spell of rain makes it feel like you're diving in a pool. Which half of them did today because they didn't have practice in the morning. They didn't need to. As the coach leniently said, you've been playing a game virtually every day.
Needed a bit of a rest. That's a nice shot, isn't it? Whipping it off his toes in wristy fashion.
With Sandeep, you always get quick throws. So far, it's okay for Dilraj if he's conceding singles.
Got to admire this team. If they need other bowling options, someone always bobs up. That's a good piece of bowling.
Very good delivery, and I think Cruz Baker is now figuring out what's the right length that people are trying to bowl to him, and he's going to adjust accordingly. Just watch him go now. He's too good a player to miss out on that shot for long. Well played away.
Great shot.
Terrific timing, wonderful placement, and that's Cruz Baker at his best for you. Adjusts beautifully. Similar length, but it's just the stance that changed.
Yes, gave himself a bit of room, didn't he, Suhas? And he turned a good delivery into one that was probably short enough for him to cut away and find the gap, which he did. Still, he's done his job, Dilraj Singh. Considering he's a part-time, he opens the batting. So 13 overs gone. They're saying 12.5 overs. Now, I've got a feeling they haven't adjusted that to make it 13.
But if that's the case, then it must be a boundary of the last ball. We still have a ball left. And
so we are ball short, are we?
Yes, we do, and that's exactly why he's been called back.
Well, that's why
Australian Kangaroos would have been robbed off.
You're one of the great Suhas, and that's why maths wasn't a strong subject for me at school. He cuts that away. That again was short, wasn't he? He played that pretty well.
But with that single, he'll retain strike. Now the over has ended indeed. Dilraj Singh will get a bit of a breather. 91 for 2.
So 7 overs, depending on how much time is left. We did start at 7 o'clock and local time at 7:55. So are they going to get 7 overs in 25 minutes? I think it might be a slight battle. I reckon they can get 6 in.
Manroop Singh is also looking at, even if he wants to bowl pacers, which I don't think he's going to in the next 2 overs. Even if he wants to, he's just looking for a pacer who has the shortest run up.
And who's that? Himself, probably.
Yes, perhaps.
Been impressed with this young man. I really like the way he bowls.
How else do you save time?
Well, you've just got to bowl spinners. They used 9 the other day, didn't they, against the Australians? So they've got a lot of options.
We were discussing why Arshdeep feels a little left out and he wants to roll his arm over to, instead of being the keeper, everyone else is bowling to him.
Is he a spinner?
I don't know.
A little bit of a misfield then by Sandeep, by the way.
But looking at the surface and the time constraint, if he tells the captain he is one, there are better chances of him getting to bowl.
And then who wicket keeps? Well, Udavy bowled it over the other day.
Who wicket keeps?
Yes.
And bat up.
Yep. So he might be one they could use just to make sure that they get there in time.
Oh, good job. Waited and waited for ages, and once it was in a slot, it was out of the park the very next moment. Cruz Baker, what a shot it is.
Outstanding. He got the length, he got underneath it, he read it like a book right from the word go, swivelling on the crease, and made sure that he was able to give it what it needed for the Australian team, and that was a 6 to get them on the verge of 100 as Manroop, for the first time in the whole tournament, looks like from here he might be out of some ideas. That's a big call, but I'm well known to make the big call and be proven wrong.
Just love the fact that he set himself up and played to his strength. Clearing the boundary is never a problem for him because most of the time it just lands way beyond the boundary rope.
Just cut away. That's a very good shot too, and deserved more than one. Dilraj though sweeping at cover.
100 comes up with that single. And 100 for 2 is a great place to be for the Kangaroos. 13.4 overs, 8 wickets in hand in an allotted 20-over game where the rain did play its part, but it did not reduce the overs. They are in a phenomenal position for a crescendo finish.
May not reduce the overs. This is knocked away into the onside for 1. It's taken the pace off this. You can see aspects of the outfield is quite wet on that onside.
I do not see this changing much in the second innings, but I do see the second innings being a bit of a challenge if they're chasing a particular total and did not get off to a good start in the first 6 overs. It might not be in terms of the wickets in hand. You might have all the wickets in hand, but if you don't get the runs in the first 6 overs, it's going to be a little tricky to chase thereafter.
Cut away again, just bowling a bit short outside the off stump. Prathampal Singh and playing to the strength. Suhas of Cruz Baker, who's made most of his runs through the point cover region.
All these singles that have been taken in the over 6 stands out. 14 overs, 1 or 2 for 2.
So the current run rate at 7.29, and if it was to stay like that, just under 150, which is a pretty good score.
I'll be interested to see Manraj playing this game, who was going through a bit of a groin injury while practicing. But if Manraj gets to bowl again, will he be bowling something similar to what he did yesterday? Would it be a similar role? Where do you see it? Because it came as a surprise to me completely.
But he did bowl well, didn't he?
He's going to Dilraj Singh's going to complete his quota of 4 overs in the 15th. That means Manroop's got to bowl 1. At least 1. And Dilraj Singh, as his overs are progressing, is turning more into a pacer.
He's doing a good job. That one turned back in. Now Cruz Baker gives himself room. It was in the air for a long time, but then rolls safely down to Piyush at long off. Nice innings this from Cruz Baker so far. Being the aggressor with Ali Nassar.
Will Ali Nassar go for the big shot here? He does, and he chooses a wonderful area as well. Doesn't get hold of it, but that's all right if you're going to split the fielders like that. Long on and long off and looking at each other as the ball speeds past him. Much needed boundary.
Excellent shot. Thought he might have got more of it, but it bounced safely between long off and long on, and a beautiful cricket shot straight down the ground when you're hitting straight like that. Having his second really, really good innings in the tournament, Ali Nassar, and both have been against India. Hit on the pad and rolls into the onside, but they get another run.
You could almost sense that he was going to bowl flat.
Yes.
Because as soon as he realized Dilraj is giving it extra bit of flight, the batter is giving it a lot more. Now to Baker.
Yeah.
Who hits sixers like it's his birthright.
Yes, he does.
He's chosen a lovely area just before Sandeep. And I think it's Sandeep, that's why it was even created a half an opportunity. They even called half an opportunity. This does not look good. If Sandeep is limping, it does not look good.
Well, I think it's hit his knee roll, hasn't it, Suhas?
Did it get stuck in a wet grass that you find there, in the wet patch?
No, I think he'll find at the ball, yes, because he was lunging forward. You're right, no one else would have got near that. He's cat-like, isn't he, with his reflexes, and he lunged forward, as you can see, and it has hit the knee roll and hit it flush.
Oh, that's going to be paining.
Oh. Last ball, the 15th.
Ball, pushing him on the back foot. Most of the over, he was making the batters play on the front foot. Went for runs and then finally finds the right length. 15 overs gone. 111 for 2. And I don't know if Grant is going to give us the hop, but it's 111 on the board. He'll take you through the next 5.
Australia right on top here. Ali Nassar, 34 off 33, so his strike rate just over 100. Cruz Baker well over 100, 21 off 16. Hurd made 53, and Aditha was out for a duck.
Thanks for that, Sunesh. Gee, I've been impressed with Ali Nassar's innings. He didn't even get off the mark until ball number 10.
Yes.
And now he's 34 off 33. What a lovely controlled innings, just what Australia was looking for.
Well, Suhas made an interesting point. Was he going to become the aggressor when Cruz Baker came in after they lost a couple of quick wickets? But he hasn't had to, because Cruz has managed to clear the boundary often enough as he gets a run to kick off the new over. They're continuing with the spinners to try and get through their overs, and they're doing a great job to do that.
So let me just check on the conditions. It's 8:03 by my watch at the moment. Yep. That means, Dan, so there's 17 minutes left, is that right?
Correct.
So whatever's bowled in 17 minutes, that's it?
That's right. Obviously, if they start the 20th over as that has just flicked over the top of the bowler down the ground, and they come back for 2, and it wasn't a great return, and it's hit the finger of Desai, getting a couple of injuries here, the Indians.
Nassar turns a 1 and a 2. That urgency is exactly what's required at this stage of the innings. Here, Cruz Baker are putting on a terrific little partnership here. Projected score 149.
So it means the Indians would have to chase 150. So Desai again gives it air. It's driven down the ground. It's in the air, but well past Desai. Piyush has had to do a lot of work at long off because they've been driving straight.
Yeah, they picked up a single there. It was well hit down to that deep mid-off position, but Desai's bowled extremely well. Into his third over now, 1 for 14 in these conditions. Very good.
Wide of the off stump, and because the umpire has deemed that the batter, Cruz Baker, wasn't really moving, he did thrust the front foot forward, but he wasn't moving across his crease. It's been called a wide. So an extra ball needs to be bowled now. And he chops it straight back to the bowler who fields in his follow through. Didn't get all of that. Didn't get any of it, really.
Yes, slight variations there. That one seemed to come out of the back of the hand, but because of the wicket has a little bit of moisture in it, it's actually skidding on.
Now he swings over the top, through the onside, Udavia. One of the best fielders in the team out at mid-wicket. Another run on the board.
And there's no doubt that with 8 wickets still in hand, boundaries are the absolute key. So Cruz Baker and Ali Nastar really need to press the button now. Take some risks and get the ball to the boundary.
Or over it. Their side bowls, and Ali Nastar's going to try and do that, but is he going to clear Payush? He didn't clear him, but Payush lunged forward and dropped the catch. Skidding forward, couldn't hang on it long off.
That's bad luck for India there. He made good ground to get to that ball. And just, I thought he had it. It looks that he's got the catch, but no, he put it down. And that's a life there for Cruz Baker.
Now, Grant, I would presume that if it's 8-19 and they start the 20th over, we're right.
Yes, I was thinking that too. I'd say that as long as the over has started, it will be counted, of course, and completed.
One of the young boys going through his dance moves like Michael Jackson, the great song Billie Jean. One of the best songs of all time. Nice colourful t-shirt standing out like a martini bar in the Sahara Desert, which I've never seen, but it would certainly stand out.
Nearly 8 runs and over. I think the Australians will be fairly happy with this. I've been so interested in the tactics by India. They are really different to last night, and obviously that's due. They're working with the conditions, bringing these slower bowlers on to ensure that the Australians have to do all the work.
Well, he used 9 the other day, 9 bowlers, a lot of them were the spinners that we've seen tonight against the Australians. Puish bowls again. Oh, what a catch! What a catch in one hand by Puish! He said, what about them apples? He stuck the hand out that stuck. We've seen some spectacular catches, but that's going to be hard to stop as the number 1 catch in the tournament. He made that look simple, Grant.
The crowd come in to take a look at the replay on the screen that we're watching. Pushhead Cunt comes on, gets big on the batter, and he throws his right hand out and it sticks. That was going like a tracer bullet. What a fantastic catch. Let's see the replay. Dan, you won't see better catches than that tonight.
Well, you're right. I mean, he was trying to pull it down the ground, didn't get all of it. Let's have a look at it. And everyone's here. They want to see the replay. It was a sensational catch, and he just didn't get all of it. He only got it sort of at the bottom of the bat. He just stuck the hand out and made it look simple, even though it was travelling. What a catch!
Yeah, look, he just looked at his keeper and said, look, that was just, yeah, I do that every day. I do that in my sleep. Here we go again. Got big on the batter, threw his right hand out, watched it right into his hand and said, look, it's just like picking cherries.
The one issue now, when you lose a wicket, even though it's good for the Indians, is it takes time out, doesn't it?
It does take some time.
Harry Sipple, the young boy from Toowoomba.
Harry Sipple.
Harry Sipple.
There's Sipples playing cricket everywhere in Australia, Dan.
Yes, that's right. I've seen them a lot in representative teams over the years. You're right. I should have known that. And it's a swing and a miss and called a wide.
You know, there's hardly a representative team. Gee, they're a good family of cricketers. There's hardly a representative team in Queensland that doesn't have a Sipple in it. Such is the quality. But look at this replay.
Now it's whacked away, just clears the fielder who was just inside the circle not long off. He stuck a hand out, didn't get near it. It was a short delivery and it's flat batted away for 4 by Harry Sipple. He's off the mark. Well, an important boundary.
This over's got a bit of everything. There's a little bit of width, enough width for the left-handed Sipple to throw his hands at the ball. Just cleared mid-off, down for 4.
Sipple ready again. This time he hits it high. Is he going to clear the field? He does. It lands between the covers and Whitish long off.
Yes, luck running with the Australians there, Harry Sipple, but he has to go. He's got wickets in hand. He has to press the button now and make all posts a winner for the Australian Kangaroos.
10 minutes to go, and they've still got to bowl 21 balls to bowl their 20. Push in again. And Baker goes high. I don't think it's going to go long enough to clear the infield. The question is, will the catch be taken? No. Another one dropped. They dropped a few catches, the Indians. Obviously the ball is moist, it is wet, but that was in the air for a long time.
I can only...
And the fielder didn't even get near that, actually.
I think he's lost sight of that.
Yeah.
The only way I can explain that one, he ran in, ran under the ball, and then it landed about 4 metres behind him. So I'd say he's lost sight of it.
3 for 1-2-6, Baker. He was on the move. Puresh followed him. Great piece of bowling as he went for the uppercut.
Been really impressed with Baker's innings. 25 off 21. He'll be really looking now to be proactive. I think work the crease.
Puresh bowls a slower delivery, ends up being a full toss. He whacks it away, but the catch is completed out at long off. He got that at the bottom of the back, and he inspects it as he goes away. The slower delivery didn't quite work out in regard to the way Puresh wanted to bowl it, but it doesn't matter. It picks up a wicket.
Out the back of the hand, a slower ball, but a full toss. He wasn't probably looking to bowl a full toss there, but just missed time there by Baker. He's batted extremely well. He'd be disappointed about that. Really, he was clearly trying to clear the rope, and that's expected at this stage of the game. Yeah, Danny just rolled his fingers over the top of that, so it sort of just came out slowly out of the hand, but it was a full toss. And so many times we see those full toss hit straight to a fielder. So who's joining Harry Sipple now? New batter for Australia.
Curtis McAllister, who's one of the 2 new inclusions, along with Jackson Todman today.
Now, Dan, can you tell me why the new batter isn't facing?
Because it's the end of the over.
Right, that will be it. That explains it for me.
Does that help?
As usual, you were as sharp as ever. As usual, I wasn't.
No, you've been magnificent. It's been great having you here. Sandeep bowls, and Curtis McAllister does well to slice that away through backward point, find the gap and get a valuable boundary for the Kangaroos. Poor delivery.
Here has been the bowler for India in the last against Pakistan, and he started so well today, but just that little bit of width to the left-hander. Need to keep him in, jam him in tight. The stump line he should be looking for is around that middle stump, middle to leg maybe.
7 minutes to go. Sandeep bowls. This time he goes down the ground. He didn't quite get the middle of that. It rolls between long off and long on. Another one of those flat bat attempted hooks in front of a wicket, which picks up 2 valuable runs though for the Australians.
Yeah, that's more the line. You don't give a left-hander width and you don't bowl on the left-hander's pad. So middle stump, that middle and off stump line means that he has to go down the ground where there is some protection. So well bowled there, Sandeep.
And he goes down the ground again. He gets plenty on that, but a good piece of fielding. Restricts it to 1.
And Dan, see that? Only 1 at this final part of the game. And this is what I'm expecting from Sandeep. He will now keep that ball around that middle stump, off stump, and keep it up because he's got protection down the ground. To take an extremely good hit to clear the boundary there. So Curtis McAllister facing his first ball of the final.
Our vision says 4 for 132, but the scoreboard says 4 for 133. Sandeep Patil bowls. This is an attempted ramp shot with his first ball facing by Curtis McAllister. Man's got to know his limitations.
Looks like that might have been called a no ball by the reaction by the bowler. And it's a free hit.
No ball and a free hit.
A free hit. Look, from
Just
here.
got to get on with it, Sandeep. You want to get your 20 overs in. Time's running out. Get on with it.
Yeah, move on.
And umpire Simon said it's above the head.
And I think a replay would confirm that it did seem to go fairway above his head.
Scoreboard says 4 for 134. Because there was a 2 that Harry Sipple hit, then he got a single, and now we've had a wide. We're in the 18th over. I don't think we're going to bowl their 20, Grant. It's driven fluently through the covers. They've got 1. They'll think about coming back for 2, but they don't.
I think you're right, Jen. We've got 5 minutes left, and we've still got 2 balls left in this over.
So we're going to fall 1 over short, I think.
That looks like it might be 1 over short, yeah. So what an exciting game this is going to be. The Indians have been undefeated so far in the tournament. Taken all before them. Big win against Pakistan last night. Australia had a big win against Sri Lanka yesterday afternoon. The 2 finalists.
4 for 135. Sandeep around the wicket. Bowls to Sipple. Has he got enough of that? I think he has. You bet he has. More than enough as he pulls it away over forward square leg. Big swipe, big hit, big 6 for the Kangaroos.
Right into the left-hander's wheelhouse. Angling in onto leg. And he takes full toll, Sipple. Wonderful shot at this stage of the game. Oh, I think there's a little heel behind that we're going to see. The umpires are going to take a look at that. I think he's got away with it. I think there was just a fraction of the heel behind the line, which is all you need as a bowler, but gee, that was close.
Scoreboard keeps saying 4 for 142. We'll confirm it shortly. Last ball of the 18th. Sandeep bowls. It's a shorter one. It's hit down the ground in the air as he whacks it away. Payush has been a very good fielder today. Comes in from long on, and they come back for 2 more. What an over that has been for the Australians.
Terrific over. Looks like we're going to get, what, there's 1 more ball?
Yep.
And so, as you said, Dan, it looks like we're going to get to the 19th, into the 18th over.
Last ball of the 18th. Here's Sandeep around the wicket. Bowls again, and he just plants a foot down the ground, drives it towards the boundary. There's a misfield by the fielder at Whitish long off. Desai, and they come back and get another couple of runs. Lovely cameo this by Harry Sipple, 20 off 8.
And I think a left-handed, right-handed combination worked very well for Australia. Just means that the bowlers have had to adjust their line. Sipple has come in, he's basically gone from ball 1. Look at that, Dan. 18 off 7 deliveries. So Sipple, positioned beautifully in the order, has come in, pinch hit, and really made a competitive score for the Australians.
Got the score at 4 for 146 with 1 over left. Payush is going to bowl it. Well, we say 2 overs left, but I think we're only going to have time for 1 more.
Yeah, it looks like it's only 2 minutes left. So
8:18 on my clock, 8:18 on yours, Grant.
Yes, we've got 8:18, so this will be the last over.
Payush to bowl. And beaten outside the off stump by short of a length delivery. He's going to run back to his mark. McAllister's just got to get bat on ball here and get Sipple on strike so they can get as many as they can.
That's it.
Get it past 150, which is a pretty good score.
Bat to ball, Curtis McAllister.
5 balls to go in the innings, it seems. Again, a slow one, dug out by McAllister. Rolls it to Manroop. He's happy to give him 1. 4 for 147 is the score.
Now he'll be certainly looking to bowl that middle stump line. He does not want to give Sipple any width outside off stump or drift into his pads, because most of us know that left-handers love them there.
It says 4 for 1, 4-5 on the screen, but I'm going for what it is in the scoreboard. That's on the leg stump, and it manages to beat the fielder inside the circle, who's at squarish fine leg. It goes too fine for him to the boundary for 4, and they all count.
And that's counted as runs by the umpire. Drifts onto the leg stump, down leg side, clears the infield, and down for 4. Big run, big boundary at this stage of the innings.
Good lad, thank you, Simon.
Wide of the off stump, and he elected, it's been called a wide.
Wide. So
Yep.
the radar's gone missing there for Cant in this critical last over for the Indians. Got an update, Dan?
Yeah, we're going to play one more. Thank you, Ian, for that. Much appreciated. This is swung down the ground by Sipple again. Lands safely once more. And the outfielders at long off and long on have had an inordinate amount of work to do in the last couple of overs. Yeah, what an innings this has been by Harry Sipple.
Third umpire, Ian Barsby, has just been in to tell us that we are now going to play out the 20 overs and shorten the break. So,
Fair enough, too.
Yeah, fair enough. So it is going to be a 20-over game. So this is the penultimate over.
4 for 1, 5-4. And beat outside the off stump, Harry Sipple. He didn't quite have his foot to the pitch then. Swing and a miss. It was a bit quicker, that delivery. And a rare dot ball for the Indians, who I think for the first time of the whole tournament are under some pressure here, Grant.
You said the Australians have had a couple of 150 scores?
They had 1-1-50 score, and the Indians passed it with 1 over to spare on Friday.
So we've already had a thriller.
We have, and this is swung away again by Sipple across the line. And they think about coming back for 2. There's a player who was halfway down the wicket, and the return to Puish. Puish didn't take it cleanly, and McAllister was able to get back. And there's only 1 run. What a mess that was. It could have been a real mess for the Kangaroos, but it's not.
Yeah, the Dewey, it's greasy out there. He looks to get back. He slips, and that would have been clearly run out had Pat been able to take the throw. But we're down to the last over now, Dan. He was well down the wicket, wasn't he?
Oh, he was. He's gone. They threw to the wrong end as well, Grant.
They did.
2 for 32. So Manroop will bowl that last over.
So the captain steps up, just as he did last night against Pakistan, to bowl the final over for India.
They've had a bit of a battle tonight. Hurd made 53, Aditha a duck, Nasser 38, Cruz Baker 25, and we've now seen a cameo from the left-hander Harrison Sipple as he faces Manroop. He hits this in the air. He top edges it a bit. Is it going to be safe? Good effort to try and take the catch by Desai. He was going with the flight. Not sure whether he got hands on that. Udavir was right near him and cleans it up, and they come back for 2 more.
I've got to say that the luck has run with the Australians this evening. There are a number of skied balls that have found the grass in between all fielders.
Yeah, long way from that.
And the same there again. I think he's going to try and take the pace off this.
4 for 157. Manroop bowls down the ground, slammed away, hit across the line to long on for 1.
This could very well be a match-winning innings by Harry Sipple. 31, 32 off 13. Projected score 163.
Have they got enough?
I got a feeling they have. 160 will be that nice little mental barrier. So 160, the mid-160s will be a really satisfying score for the Australians, and a barrier that the Indians just have to really work towards and work hard to get.
The past 160 once, and they're going to have to do it again to win the game as he flicks that ball on the leg stump. A rare poor delivery by Manroop, and he didn't have protection because he managed to find the gap at backward square. There were fielders at wideish fine leg and forward square. Lovely flick off the hip by Curtis McAllister, the wicketkeeper.
Dan, what I really liked about that shot, there was no premeditation. It was just watch ball, hit ball. If the ball is outside off, he would hit it on the offside. That's been angled in on his legs. He watched it clearly. He found the gap, down for 4. Terrific shot.
6 off 5. Important boundary for Curtis McAllister. And now he gets one wide of the off stump. He didn't move his feet. It's called a wide.
There you go. Look, he's got inside the Indians' head there.
He hung the bat out. Let's have a look at it. Yeah, very wide. It went underneath the bat, but he was a long way from getting his foot to the pitch, and he didn't move in the crease, judged by the umpire that it had to be a wide. Manroop bowls again. He carves this next one nicely. There is Sandeep, though, one of their best fielders is there, and they come back for 2. He tried to flick the stumps, or was looking to flick the stumps and didn't flick the stumps. I thought he did originally, Ash Street, but didn't, and the return was a bit far away for him, and McAllister scurries back for 2. Have a look at this. He's a long way away when he receives that, and McAllister makes his ground comfortably.
Great timing there by McAllister. Beautifully hit.
4 for 165, and it's the last ball now. Or is it the second last ball? Second last ball. He comes inside and he tried to whip that away past the wicketkeeper and almost got bowled because all the stumps are exposed. 1 ball to go.
Curtis, you didn't need to do that. That was the first time you premeditated a shot, moved across your crease. You've been hitting them so beautifully without doing that. Sort of a low percentage shot. If it comes off, yeah, 4 runs. But last ball.
Big target already for them. He swings this high and long. He's got plenty of it. He's got so much of it, it's ended up in the trees. What a finish for the Australians as he pulled it over mid-wicket and then finished with a very, very big score, Grant, of 4 for 171. And the Indians made 162 on the first day against Sri Lanka. They've got to make 10 more than that to win the title and stay undefeated.
Oh, I love the look at his face, the big smile, the yank at his back foot. He made sure that he was really well balanced. He swung through the ball and hit it a long way. And what I really like that from the Australian Kangaroos team perspective, they now take an enormous amount of momentum into their bowling innings.
Wonderful batting performance, wasn't it? Right from the word go, Bally and Hurd set the tone. Great support from Ali Nasser. Hurd made 53. Look, Aditha missed out today, but helped them get in the final yesterday, so he's done his role. He made a duck. Nasser 38. Cruz Baker with 25, but it was the brilliant innings at the end by Harrison Sipple to be the finisher. You need a finisher in T20 cricket, and he was the one that did it today.
Absolutely, absolutely. He was striking at something like 300 or 400 at one stage, hitting the ball absolutely beautiful. And then young Curtis McAllister comes in and plays that support role, and then ends up being a big hitter and a big scorer himself.
Magnificent. I mean, I dare say if someone said to Nathan Reid, the coach, you go to make 171 for the loss of 4 wickets of 20 overs against the unbeaten Indians, going into their innings in the final, he'd take that every day of the week.
Yeah, look, I was really interested to see how they changed that up, the Indians. Last night, it was a full-on medium-pace swing attack. Tonight, they've brought in some slower bowlers, and
Sipple's strike rate 246.15, 32 off 13. McAllister 14 off 8. 52 off 35 for Bally and Hurd, 148.57 strike rate, 7 fours, 2 sixes. Lovely innings by Ali Nassar, 38. So they've all done their job, and Cruz Baker 25. Very expensive here. You don't see this too often, do you? Dilraj Singh 1 for 30. Bowled his 4 overs with his spinners. Manraj Kalon expensive for 16. Sandeep Nishad, very expensive, none for 33. Puish Kant, also expensive, 2 for 33. and I thought Pratham Singh did a good job, none for 25, but they all received a bit of tap tonight, the Indians.
The opening stand of 74 really laid a foundation for the Australians. So it meant that they had, as I say, a great foundation, but they had wickets in hand, which means that players like McAllister, players like Sipple could come in and play their natural game. But Valley and Hurd, what a terrific start for the Australians.
We hit the ball down the ground. It was a magnificent effort. He hit the ball hard and he hit the ball well. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be back for the run chase very shortly. It should be a ripper. Indian Tigers need 172 runs to win the inaugural Under-19 ACL Championship after the Kangaroos were outstanding. 4 for 171 off their 20 overs.
Look who we've got with us. Queensland very own Courtney Grace Sipple. Warm welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I know you're cheering for your brother. First question is there sibling rivalry when you go back home? Do you tell him this is not the shot you should have played?
Yeah, definitely. He always hits me around in the backyard, so...
You had a lovely time with Brisbane Heat this time round. Would you want to talk a few things about the learnings from such a good tournament?
Yeah, definitely. It's a great tournament. The overseas players are awesome to come over. I got to work with a few internationals this year in the pace lineup, so it was really cool learning different things and just developing my own game.
Talking about overseas, there's an England A tour waiting for you. How prepared are you for that and how excited are you for that?
Yeah, I'm really excited. We get to play a 3-day game with the Red Duke balls, so I've never played longer formats, so that will be really exciting for me.
As far as playing in Queensland is concerned, you played a bit of cricket in this particular ground as well. Of course, Allan Border Field, nothing beats that too. Is this something that you usually see, this kind of surfaces, or is it a little different in this time of the day?
Yeah, it's definitely a lot quicker and skiddier, and especially playing under lights, it just goes through the crease, yeah.
Is there a good total there that they've got, the Aussies?
Yeah, they did well. They snuck a few singles in there and they ran really hard and put a lot of pressure on the Indians.
And finally, a question on sibling rivalry again. Does the intensity reduce just because it's a backyard cricket match, or it doesn't? Bring it for us, come on.
Nah, there's a bit of banter, but I feel like I normally kind of give up after a while and he normally wins, and yeah, I just start walking home.
Well, thank you so much for being here, and you've been of great support to the league as well, I heard. All the best for your upcoming tour too.
Thank you.
Courtney.
The Indian innings is underway. Thank you, Sue Haas, for a great job out on the ground.
And we've already seen some early tactics from the Australians. They've started with a slow bowler, opening with Cruz Baker.
They haven't used a lot of slow bowlers throughout the tournament, Grant. Dilraj, who batted so well the other night with the Australians, took a long time to get going, used up a lot of balls early, none from 15, and he ended up with 70 not out.
And so
better than a run of ball.
And so far, the tactic has worked. Only one wide off the first over. The Australians, I was so impressed with their innings, the way that they controlled their innings. Their openers did a wonderful job, putting on 75 before the loss of the first wicket. And then, as we said, that built a wonderful foundation for them to then go on and make 171. So 172 is the winning total for the Indians.
Yes, Hurd 52, Deether out for a duck, Nasser 38, great opening partnership between Hurd and Nasser, Cruz Baker 25, and then the big hitting of Harrison Sippel at the end. And Henry Zeech, spoke to him before the game, very happy with the way he's been going, always said he's going to take that catch, that unbelievable catch yesterday where he ran from long off to long on. He said it's mine all the way, and he took the catch. So he'll bowl now to Harsha Aurora. Hasn't had a great time of it with the bat in this tournament. Zeech bowls to him. It's down the leg side, almost taken cleanly by Curtis McAllister.
Now, did he get any pad? Yes, that was the leg by. So just flicked the pad going down leg. So no wide. But the pressure on both teams. This is the final. This is the final of the inaugural competition. Aussie Cricket League Under-19 final. Australian Kangaroos versus the Indian Tigers. A lot of pride on the line for both countries.
Slow burn, the Kangaroos have got better the longer the tournament's gone on. First night their batting wasn't great, their bowling terrific. Second night their fielding and bowling in the back 10 against the Indians a bit disappointing. Yesterday they got it completely right, as that ball is inside the channel wide of the off stump, and Dilraj again has a look, not interested.
Bustling in here, Henry Zeech. Wants to really build some pressure for his team. Start posing himself so that that run rate, that required run rate, keeps getting higher and higher. And in 170 runs of 112 balls.
Zeech again down the leg side. That'll be called a wide by past Steve. Not quite getting his line right early days, young Henry, but he's had an outstanding tournament. Might be in contention for player of the series. There's quite a few that will have their name up in lights for that. Abdul Rafa with 2 5-wicket hauls for Pakistan. Nearly dragged his team over the line and into the final yesterday against India. Zeech in again, and this is in the air by Dilraj. He fended at that, and he gets off the mark. Takes him 8 deliveries today, and it's none for 4.
Yeah, it's always a relief for the batter there to get off the mark. Harsha Aurora on strike now, with Dilraj 1 off his 8 deliveries.
This is a good delivery that is short of a length, and Harsha Aurora didn't play that all that confidently or comfortably.
And length is just so important. He hit that magic length there. Not over pitch, not short enough to actually do that rock back and pull shot. So length is just going to be so important. There's more movement in the wicket tonight than there has been all tournament.
Zeech again short and wide, and it is called a no ball, and it's a free hit. So a little bit all over the place, Henry. Maybe the nerves are just playing a role. None for 5.
Yeah, over the head, mate.
Yeah, look, in a final, it is always possible that you just try that a little bit too hard, and at the moment Henry is just losing his radar a little bit. His line's got to be that sort of off stump or 5th stump line. So we have a free hit for Harsha Aurora.
And he hits it high. He can't be dismissed, even if the Australians manage to take the catch, and they do. And that's disappointing. Matthew Holmes took the catch, indicating that their good fielding of yesterday is still on song so far tonight, but doesn't get reward.
And they took a single, so he's now off the strike off the mark.
Disappointing for the Kangaroos. Raj ready for him again, gets a short of a length ball that he fends down to the charging Ali Nassar at point. There's no run.
And that was a really nice finish by Henry Seachman. Really good line and length. Diraj couldn't do anything with that, and that's the type of pressure bowling that is required. Even when you're defending a total of in the 170s, which is obviously a very good total. It's actually the biggest total so far of the tournament.
By 9 runs, India made 162 and they batted first in the opening day, the opening match against the Lincoln Lions. As I say, 162 in Australia with 171 tonight. So great effort considering the rain early days. It didn't affect them too much. They've been magnificent. And Cruz Baker will now bowl his second over.
Only one wide in his first over, so let's see if he can go back-to-back here with another good over.
Doing a Greg Matthews bowling with the cap. And he opens the blade, plays at the point. Ali Nassar is there, skidding all over the turf, but they make it through for a run.
So these are going to be little sliders and well supported there by his field, keeping the pressure on the Indian batters.
Knocks into the onside, Dilraj. Both batters are now on 2.
So he's just going to be looking for this one line, one length.
Come on, lads.
Sliding on, making the batter do all the work.
Hi, Chris.
Baker with his off spin, tosses it up. Dilraj again has a stacked offside field to try and penetrate. He can't.
Frustrated, getting frustrated.
Bowling to his field at the moment. Beautifully, Cruz Baker.
Come on, boys.
Getting through his overs quickly too.
Tension palpable. Cruz Baker in again, takes the outside edge of Dilraj's bat, and they managed to get a run. And Curtis McAllister's whipped the bowls off. I'm not sure that he's made his ground though. So maybe they haven't got a run, Harsh Aurora. The Australians are pretty happy about that.
I don't think he's even referred this. I think that he's just given this out on the field up by Simon. Let's have a look at it. Oh, did he have his bat in the air? Oh.
The one issue is Deepinder Singh has covered our look at it. I think he might just be home.
Yeah, I think he's just made it too. Bails are coming off now.
Just over the line,
so
I reckon.
Yeah.
He's home, so he has got the run. But a good piece of work by the Australians. Well done.
The third umpire came in for the review and has now communicating to the two umpires on the field that that was indeed safe, not out.
All good, lads.
But a great piece of fielding.
You get another one,
And I'm very impressed with McAllister. Very quick to whip the bails off then. So Dilraj survives. 1 from 10.
An excellent over. This has been by Cruz Baker.
Only 2 runs off the bat from his 2 overs so far. Just the start his captain would have been looking for.
Full credit to the Kangaroos too, Grant, by just mixing it around tonight.
Yeah, they're playing to the conditions. They're changing up their tactics.
Baker bowls again. He defends from the crease. He rushed that on, and Harsh Aurora had to jam down on that and push it back to the bowler. And once again, the top ball, which is what the Kangaroos want.
when you think about it, they won the toss and decided to bat. So that means that they were able to post a score and then now apply pressure to the Indian Tigers.
Now he hits this in the air. Is it going to land safely? It does. Zeech will come back and do the fielding, but too late, I think. McAllister has whipped the bails off, and he has said, he shouldn't have said anything, but I think he said something to Harsha Roar. Don't think you're safe this time, or words to that effect.
That was never two in that. He was well short of his ground. Even the big dive wasn't going to be enough to save him there.
He got a top edge. It flew away. He's a terrific fielder, Henry Zeech. We've seen that. It was a great return. Harsha Roar knew he had to get on his bike. He was running for his life, but he was never going to make that second run. You're right, Grant. And they're now 1 for 9.
And that's the pressure. I'm going to put that wicket down to the pressure that Cruz Baker has been able to place on the Indian team. Look, he wasn't even in the frame, Dan. These are these critical moments that happen in a final. He'll be so disappointed when he picks himself off and takes himself back to his team.
What would you say to Curtis McAllister? If they win the title, he who laughs loudest, you don't say anything, or should you say something to him? Because he said something clearly to Harsha Roar after he survived the previous run.
Look, I'll be honest with you, Dan, I don't think we need that.
No, I agree with you. Zeech starts a new over and goes down the leg side, and the umpire has indicated that brushed the thigh pad on the way through, so it's not given as a leg side wide.
Yeah, we want our young players to be playing with a lot of spirit and a lot of heart, but I'm not sure that that's required.
1 for 9 after 3 overs. The run rate required climbing to 9.59. Henry Zeech just hasn't quite got his radar right tonight. This is short, and it's fended down by Dilraj, who again is taking his time. But remember, I've said it a couple of times, 0 off 15 when he anchored the innings. A very impressive innings when they chased down 153 against the Australian Kangaroos to win by 6 balls and 5 wickets on Friday. So he's got too worried yet.
He's got the capacity to go deep in the innings.
Certainly has. Yeah, he certainly has. Zeech in again, he gets a top edge here. Has he managed to clear? No, he hasn't. Zeech has taken the court and bowled. It didn't sail too far away. Caught it short forward, square leg by Henry Zeech. It was onto him way too quickly. It got big, and then bigger. And he gets the top edge and Zeech takes the catch. India teetering at 2 for 9, Grant.
Yeah, straight and well on top. And how often do you see it? A run out, then a wicket to fall soon after that. Hang on, he's been called back. He's been asked to stop. It looks like no ball.
Oh.
He's under pressure.
So that's a front foot no ball by well over.
Yeah, well over. Well over.
This match has got absolutely everything. That is well over. So not only is that not out, but now it'll be a free hit.
Well, that could turn the game again, couldn't it?
There's the free hit signal there by the umpire, Umpire Lewis.
So Dilraj was caught and bowled, but it was a no ball, and he gets a chance for a free hit here. And he drives down the ground, but he won't beat Baker. No one beats Ben Baker in the field. He's been outstanding for Australia as the skipper, and he does the fielding at Whitish mid-off.
Yeah, I'd like to see the captain just come and have a word with Henry here and just say, come on, mate, we just need some line and length from you. The number of different varieties of balls that he's bowling at the moment, I think it's doing something with his radar. He's having trouble getting 2 balls in the same spot.
Enough. In again, and this is down the leg side, I would have thought. It's a shortish delivery, and then he starts saying something to the That are okay, it's a final. They're not playing for sheep stations. Come on, boys. Behave yourselves. 1 for 10.
Yeah, I'd really like the captain just to come up and have a little word to him here. There's no doubt he's got plenty of heart, and he's absolutely trying his hardest. But that was lucky not to get called, even for leg side.
Well, that's right. He's in again. This is flicked away. Caught! That one I don't think's a no ball. We'll double check it. Caught it backward. Square leg, flicked away. Arbenav's had a poor tournament. He's out for a duck. And I think this time Henry gets his wicket. And the Indian Tigers now are 2 for 10. Zeech in one of the most interesting overs we've ever seen. He did have a wicket. He got called back, Dilraj, because of a no ball. And he gets Arbenav out a couple of balls later as he flicks off his toes, picks out the fielder, however, at backward square. And the Australians right on top here at 2 for 10.
Yeah, I just think he maybe tried to do a little bit too much with that. Maybe just a flick off his pads was all that was required. And now, yeah, deep in trouble at 2 for 10, the Indian Tigers. And the Australians well on top. And now it's becoming more apparent why Australia chose. They talked about matchups, why they chose to win the toss, post a total, and clearly they're in the box seat to defend it here at the moment.
Keep going, a little bit more. That's it, that's the one.
Well, the run rate's gone over 10 and over. Manraj is the new batsman, Manraj Kalon. He's got a bit of an injury, as Suha said. Struggled with the ball earlier today, man of the match yesterday. And Zeech has still got an over to go. He delivery to go. I thought he'd finished the over. In fact, he's got a couple to go, and it's defended into the offside. That's a better delivery.
Yeah,
That's the end of it
now. That's the end of the over now. So after all of that, what did he end up with? He's bowled 2 overs for 7,
and 1 wicket.
And a wicket. So in terms of results, he's certainly got the results for the Australians. It's just been a real mixed bag, and maybe that's worked in his favour.
But if you were to break it down, if you were his bowling coach or if you were his coach, you'd break it down and say it was a little bit all over the place. But then again, he's still got a wicket. He's still got the result, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Yeah, no, you're right. It'd be interesting. You know what I'd like to just think, when he looks back and sees it, say, you know, what am I going to do? How do I assess myself on that?
In a lot of ways in life and in sport, it's not about the journey, it's about the destination, isn't it, Grant?
Oh, definitely. And particularly at under 19.
Yeah.
Particularly, what a wonderful opportunity these under 19 players have been given. Most of them have been flown in from all over Australia to come to one of the most beautiful parts of the world at Noosa.
1 for 11, the start of the 5th over. Depinder Singh bowls, and he has a bit of a flirt outside the off stump. No ball. Front foot, no ball. It's afflicted Depinder a bit. It's afflicted a few of the bowlers, but Depinder, I would like to think, might have nearly bowled an over of front foot, no ball, so we get a free hit.
And Dan, they're not just, just no balls. They are no balls by a big margin.
Yep. That's a real concern, isn't it?
Yeah, Cardinals sin in T20 cricket, or any cricket for that matter.
So 9 square, short delivery, and he picks up a boundary and adds insult to injury with the free hit. A boundary to Dilraj. He's been caught off a no ball, but while he's there, I still think they're a massive chance because of his ability to set and make runs. 7 off 18 now.
Lovely shot there by Dilraj. A little off cut, starts outside off, but angles beautifully right into the slot there for the right-hander to flick that over square.
Pinder in again, bowls and playing it into the point region.
And that's a beautiful ball. That can be protected by the offside field. Very difficult to get that away. I've got a feeling Diraj holds the keys here. If he can anchor this innings, as you were saying, Dan, then the other Indian players bat around them. They're still right in this game.
Good players still to come, of course. Depinder bowls. He flicks this away on the onside, behind square to Matthew Holmes. He took 3 wickets in 1 over against Pakistan on the opening night.
Center, please.
Pinder Singh, a nice, big, strong looking bowler that bowls nice shape, mainly in-swing deliveries.
From the Wests Cricket Club, where the great Carl Rackerman spent some time. Pinder Singh in again. This time he slashes outside the off stump and he clears the field for 4, bouncing away from the fielder, who was a little bit finer on the offside, looking for protection at point. He sliced that over cover, a big boundary, just a bit short then from Deepinder Singh, and Manraj off the mark. This has been an okay over for India so far, 2 for 21.
With this type of wicket, I just got a feeling that the faster you bowl, the better it is easier it is to play shots, because it's not sticking in the wicket like it was last night. It's actually getting through quite nicely. So this speed, an off-speed ball might be the key.
He's on the back foot and he fends it down to third man.
And that's a lovely comeback by Singh. That is the type of delivery that it really you can't do much more with it than that. So what have we got? We've got 2 for 20. The Richie Benaud, they've got the 2 for 22. 2 for 22.
The all-time great commentator, wonderful captain, terrific bowler. Met him a few times.
For sure.
Lovely man. Wide of the off stump. Oh, it's been called a wide.
Yeah, I think that...
I wonder, I mean, Simon's an outstanding umpire. Just wonder whether that's a bit harsh.
I think it hit the line for mine. I'd rather our bowler, or the Australian bowler, not our bowler, the Australian bowler, bit a little bit tighter, not give that sort of width anyway. Get your radar back into that 5th stump.
Make them play.
Right there.
It's a beautiful delivery, has to defend. He is very compact. Dilraj, this is looking a bit like the other night in regard to how he's settling, despite the fact he was caught of a no ball. 8 for 21. India after 5 overs, 2 for 23. The target is 172. The Australians making pretty good score of 4 for 171, with Hurd top scoring with 52 and Nasser made 38 and a brilliant 31 by Harrison Simple.
So I've got a feeling that was a little momentum shift there for India. 12 off that over, so it's clearly the best over so far of the innings for them. If they can pull together a couple of back-to-back 12 to 14 run overs. Oh, wild.
Well, it was a ripper. It looked like it fell out of his hand, and then he slowed it down, and it almost was a Yorker-length ball that if Manraj had not squeezed down on that, that hits him full bunger in front. I'm going to take a break. The great man Suhas will come in with India 2 for 23.
Thank you, Dan. 2 for 23 off 5. Sich bowling his 3rd over in a row. The captain deciding to keep the left arm quick on. And 2 really good balls. Very difficult to do too much for that. Hello, Suresh, how are you, mate?
Oh, good. How are you?
How are you viewing the game here at the moment?
23 for 3. The Tigers are in deep trouble. Zeesh is bowling excellently well. It's just that a couple of times the front foot has misbehaved. But the way he's come back with that wicket as well is excellent to watch. Manraj, he wasn't 100% before this game began. He was nursing a groin injury. I'll be surprised if he can run that fast. Is he going to compensate with his stroke making for that running as well? Is another question that pops to my mind.
Good start in this 3rd over. 2 full pitch Yorkers and then 1 jamming in at the hip. We've got 3 dot balls from Z, so a terrific over, just what the Australian Kangaroos would be looking for at this stage. In the air and over. That could could have gone to hand, but in the end it was beautifully timed by Menraj, just outside off stump. A little punch over cover and down for 4. That's a lovely shot, Menraj. And I can just feel a little shift here for the Indians.
Something had to give. 3 dot balls. Much better.
Playing miss outside the off stump.
He's giving him the stare.
He's giving us, the Aussie boys don't need to be doing this. Just let your actions do the talking, boys.
The problem is their actions, especially when the ball in hand. It is doing the talking.
Yeah, it's a bit of both at the moment, isn't it?
Shit happens.
But the batters of the Indian Tigers not understanding the dialect.
To most of the boys, a lot of them might be speaking English, is that right?
No, the talking that the English boys are doing, that the Australians are doing with the ball in hand.
Oh,
It's
gotcha.
that dialect that they are able to understand.
I'm with you. And a good finish. It's only 4 runs off that over, and that was a much more controlled over.
I don't know about the lip reading there, but the stare is a universal language.
Yeah, there's a bit of feeling in this. The Australian team would love to be the inaugural winners of this tournament, which I've got to say, Sinesh, I've been so impressed with it. The opportunity that you and the organisers have given to young cricketers at this time of the year. Normally they'd be off, they're all playing football and doing other things, but they're playing cricket, and that's great for cricket.
And it's good that they only play cricket. That's a conversation that could have been avoided. But see, when you were pumped up, of course, it's difficult to control yourself. Right. What an over that was from Henry Seed. Just one poor ball which put away for ball, otherwise dot balls on either side of that boundary. And Manraj's innings will be vital here. He's already played a bigger innings and he's shown the capabilities of someone who can steer an innings. Look at him imprint the field on the back of his mind. He wants to know the field better than Ben Baker right now.
Yeah. Now, Taloon Ronhard, I hope I've got that pronunciation correct for you. And a good start. I love that little skip he does. Just as he approaches, gathers himself, and then this is the type of speed, Sudash, I think is going to be difficult to get away on. So I think this is the one that's going to be that speed that it's going to be. The batter's going to have to do a fair bit of work. Just down for a single, down to long on.
Indian Tigers approach partnership at this stage, and they tell themselves that look, the first power play is ended, they will not have the intended run to the board. We need to attack at this stage so that we don't leave it too late. Oh, beautiful!
Just bowling that in that the corridor of uncertainty.
The two kinds of bowlers. One who deliver that ball and then have a few things to say to the batter. The other one smiles. Both of them equally painful for the batter.
Yeah, he just really looked like he enjoyed that, didn't he?
I think he's in his zone here, Manraj Kalon. He's in his zone. He's very unfazed by what the bowler has to tell him or stare.
Little flick, down to the onside, down to deep, mid on, and just a single.
Everyone moving, boys, everyone moving, let's go!
Yeah, tell him or stare about there. Bowler is quite unfazed. Manraj Kalon. Dilraj is taking his time, 9 of 23, but because he's already set a template before Grant and it's worked for him, the Indian Tigers will be backing him.
Yes, as Dan said too, he's got the ability to bat deep into the innings. Really good line and length there. That's all he's looking for. He's just looking for that control. He's saying, pushing outside off stump. He wants to keep the ball outside off stump and full.
Subtitles, please. Wicket's decided not to look at the ball but the batter.
I think he's saying there,
Come for coaching lessons.
very happy for you just to keep pushing outside off stump. Something like that.
Oh, good Yorker.
Yeah, well bowled.
Well dug out. Bring it all around.
Zoned into that middle stump. Good way to finish the over. Oh, there's been a little mix-up there in the field by the Australians. And is there going to be any checking? Was the ball dead, or is that run? The umpires are conferring. Had they called over, if they had called over, then the ball would have been dead. But if they hadn't, then that run was completely entitled.
And if that run was entitled, then the appeal as well would be standing. We don't know if it's a run out or no.
No, there's no review by the look of that, so looks like the run does stand. So what have we got? The Indian Tigers, 2 for 30 now off 7. 142 runs required off 78. There was a misfield by the Australians. There's still a lot of concentration going on out there. Direct hit, not out.
3 runs of that over is still a very good over from Talon.
Yeah, it was a good over. He'd be very happy with that. Let's have a look. Oh! Oh, yes, no, he's definitely in.
He's not in by much. I'm telling you, it can be very tricky when you run sliding the bat.
Benny Baker comes on. And he'll be looking just to keep control. Great fielding off his own bowling. He's bowling from the southern end.
Whole lot of pressure on him, mate. Striking at 40 here. Striking at 40. Not good enough. Come on, boys.
Plenty of energy. There's plenty of talk by the Australians. And I don't have a problem with that if it's to keep each other going and keeping the energy going within your team.
Also says that here to one bowler here, if not more, because the requirements already climbed up to 11.
Yeah.
Even too late, even the wickets in hand can get more troublesome.
I agree, Sinead. So that's it. I think these guys should be saying, look, I'm going to anchor this innings and see it through. You go. So whoever is the bigger hitter of the two, they certainly need a couple of big overs right now. And there's a swing down to leg. There's no one in close protecting on the offside of the field. And so there's a single there every time. But singles aren't going to do it for the Indian Tigers at the moment. They are already looking down nearly 2 runs a ball. And this is a good bowling move by the Australians. Ben Baker, no pace on the ball.
Picked it up nicely, but the
Oh, that's a catch.
straight down his throat. And that's the end of Dilraj. The investment does not pay today. 27 deliveries for his 11 and add one more for the wicket that fell.
That's such a shame for the Indian Tigers. That, if anything, was a drag down by Ben Baker. He hit that quite nicely, but he picked the deep square leg fielder straight out and it was beautifully taken. Very safely taken down there, and that's the 3rd wicket for the Indian Tigers.
I think the manner in which he's got out, it looked so innocuous in the replay. That's meaning a little more to Dilraj.
You know, game awareness, field awareness. If there's a man at deep mid-wicket, that's when you actually have to either hit it, or ideally over his head for 6. But if you're not confident of doing that, they're the balls that need to go along the ground to the outfield. Where are the gaps? Where are the pockets? Where can I pick up to?
Come on, boys. Got to do something tonight.
Sandeep,
Got to move this game along.
the scorecard
Come on,
that
boys.
he has inherited does not read out a good story. Outside edge, and it's going to run away for 4. Sandeep's off the mark, but not mentally.
That's the width. That's the width that he would have been looking for. Sandeep bowled beautifully. Let's see how he bats. And that was enough just to get that. These freeze hands, and there's no protection there anywhere around the slip or gully area. So that's going to be 4 runs every time.
I stand corrected. I thought it was an outside edge, but he played that deliberately. It was in such good control now that you realize there's a lot of...
Boys on the hill,
There's a lot of premeditation.
Outside off, over the top, and there's a fielder protecting out there. So do they pick up 2? Yes, they did. They got 2 for that nice shot over the offside.
Run, let's go, move.
Ada was gone, 37 for 3, and to take a single of the last ball.
Only a single, okay. This conversation would be, I'd love to be a fly on the wall just listening to what these 2 young players are saying. There's no lack of confidence with these 2 players, is there? They're both fine cricketers. There's still 12 overs to go. And it sounds like the last ball was over the line that we're hearing.
Oh, well. If that's the case, if the over is not done and dusted with, we lose out more time for sure. But much to the delight of the Indian Tigers, there will be a free hit that will follow in case if it's a front foot no ball. In case it's a front foot no ball.
And this is Ben Baker, the offie, the slow bowler.
What does the third umpire think?
Well, that looks like that's a no ball to me. It's well and truly a no ball. There's no part of his heel behind the popping crease. And I think he is calling now. Umpire Lewis is calling no ball, and the Indian batsmen are now being advised to go back to their crease because there's still 1 ball to come. So I think that's at least the 3rd no ball by the Australians. So lacking a little bit of discipline there. The last thing they want to be doing is giving away no balls. Free hit.
And that's clearly a no ball.
So the fielders will all have to go back to their positions. No one will be able to move. Everyone, and there's the signal for free hit. And Ben Baker re-bowls the last ball. And this will be Sandeep on strike. Didn't quite get it.
Nothing changes for Baker. Look at him get the composure once again when he suddenly has to bowl a free hit.
And he just bowled that ball. He just jammed the ball on the popping crease, and that was really hard to get away. So got away with it in the end. Yep, no ball, free hit. 3 for 87 off 8 overs. That's 12 overs remaining. And now the run rate required is 11 runs per over. So, Sidis, I think now's the time. Do you? That a couple of big overs could really drag this back for the Indian Tigers.
134 and 72, absolutely right. A couple of big overs. But who do they target? Because Manraj is just about getting started. Sandeep is looking solid. He's middling the ball now. Just 2 deliveries he's faced, so very lesser sample size to suggest that he's someone who's already built an innings. He's seeing the ball well.
So it'll be interesting to see who Australia now brings into the attack. Yes.
Have decided to go with Talon.
So it'll be interesting. The captain has bowled his bowlers in small spells. Back to back, which often isn't the case in T20s these days. The captain will bowl, and it all comes down often to the matchups in the the Premier Leagues.
How much have they played against each other is another question to have that bigger sample size for the matchup as well to work. But at the moment, Ben Baker has been calling the shots really well.
That's exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, they probably don't know each other, so if a bowler's bowling well, let's keep him on.
They're getting to know each other. There's a lot of conversation in the middle.
That's true. They're quite right. High in the air. Fielder getting under it. That's a good catch. Very, very good catch going back. And that's a big wicket again for the Australians. That's one thing they've done so well tonight. They've held onto their catches, and that's a terrific wicket for the Australians. Just got underneath the ball, and that went a long way in the air, and a good catch at the end.
Oh, terrific catch. Never lost sight of the ball. And it's Talon who has the last laugh. Cornering the batter into a position where he had to attack. Doesn't get it from the middle of the bat. Finds himself back in the heart. It's a very good catch indeed to dismiss Manraj. 38 for 3, the Indian Tigers.
And this brings...
Now with that wicket, 38 for 4.
38 for 4. Does this bring the Indian captain to the crease? No, not yet. Ashdeep's the new batsman, and still got the captain to come, Manroop, who's an extremely good player. So there's still batting to come for the Indians, and a couple of big partnerships required now. The current run rate's just under 5, and it's over 11, the run rate required. Ashdeep Singh, the new batter for India, the Indian Tigers. How often do you see the team that's been dominant all tournament, taken all before them, get to a final, and then things change? It's just happens so often.
Times, but it's a very different kind of a script for the Australian Kangaroos. If you see, yesterday they were rooting for a team that they're up against right now in the big finale.
Exactly right.
But that's the beauty of the cricket and the contest itself, isn't it?
That's exactly right. And well bowled. Well bowled. Really nice line. And that's very difficult to get away.
The Indian Tigers. How ironic would it be for the Tigers to look back and say to the Kangaroos that you were wolf in sheep's clothing?
I saw a couple of kangaroos on this beautiful golf course at Noosa on the way.
Tell me.
Seriously.
It's my second tour to Australia. I'm still searching for a kangaroo.
You go and play golf at the Noosa Golf Club, which is not far away, you'll see one for sure.
Well, that'll be quite an expensive visit to the kangaroo.
Or just go and have a look at the...
Push him first up to see me. That's what the kangaroos are saying.
Go and have a look at the golf course, because there were two on one of the fairways, and maybe just used to it. We get used to them. There's the organiser there, Harry, who's done a wonderful job. And his team in the blue suit. He is the person that has brought these teams to Australia and made this happen. All in the name of promoting cricket. Another, just a little away swing there, and Talon is going very well. I can sense that he's got some really good energy going here. He's feeling confident. The ball's coming out nicely.
Oh, beautifully indeed. Look at him give away absolutely nothing. Starts the over with a wicket. And after that, 3 dot balls, he's just sticking to his strengths.
So Ashdeep, the new batter, doesn't have any time at all really to get his eye in here.
Not at all. Every batter who comes in right now is feeling the heat. That's not for the best part of the bat, but will be off the mark nonetheless. Ashdeep.
It looks like the Australians have really thought through this. Their field placements have been very, very good. They've decided to bowl their bowlers in spells, so if they're going well, let's keep them going.
Absolutely right, and I'm very impressed by what Talon's done here as well. It's something that he did in the previous game too. In fact, all through the tournament. Very inexpensive. Does his work for the captain, always picks up a wicket. It's Henry from the other end who just keeps it very, very tight while others reap the rewards of the wicket.
Down leg side, that's a rare That's a rare loose ball by Talon. He usually is just, that line has just been impeccable, and he hasn't tried to do too many variations. He's really just varied his speed, but he's really kept his line consistent, which has meant that he's been difficult to get away, but that one got away from him.
Yes, it did, and I'm interested in seeing how Sandeep approaches this innings. 40 for 4. His partner is as new as Sandeep is. Does he still go for the big shots because the required rate is not stopping itself from climbing?
Off stump, push, quick single, and it will only be one. It's a well-protected offside field. There's plenty of space and plenty of pockets on the leg side, but as long as he keeps that offside line, it's going to be really difficult to get him around.
9 overs gone, 41 for 4.
And 41 for 4. The Indian Tigers have had such a wonderful tournament so far. A big win against Pakistan, and they've beaten Australia already in the round robin stages. They beat Sri Lanka, so they've come into this final full of confidence and playing extremely well. On the other hand, we've had the Australian team that have had a slow build into this tournament. They had a good win, a very good win. They had to win in 12 or 13 overs against Sri Lanka even to make it to the final, then hope.
That's the thing, they had to win in 13.2, but just like you, perhaps they also thought, if we had to win in 12 or 13 overs, all right, let's win in 11 so that we are absolutely clear of where we want to be.
And they did that.
Yes.
Which was, fine performance, and the openers had a wonderful game in that particular game.
What a story it's been for the Kangaroos, isn't it? To win by a margin, to find themselves in the finale, now in a very good position to go on and lift the cup as well.
So Matthew Holmes takes up the throw. That's a great effort there. That sort of short gully, the ball flies away.
Didn't go at it with very hard but that should have been taken for the standards that have been set.
Maybe save 4 runs, but would have been a wonderful catch at the same time. Holmes, the new bowler, Matthew Holmes.
Matthew Holmes almost picked up a wicket the first ball.
Driving down to deepen it off.
This outfield's actually not allowing the ball to travel further.
We got a lot of rain, didn't we? Suresh, we did. Suresh, we got a lot of rain, and it was a very unseasonal type of storm. Not the fact that it rained, but normally we get those at the beginning of summer. So to get hail in Brisbane and a torrential lightning storm here was quite unusual. Outside off, well bowled. Only a single, follows through.
That single was not rid of a stutter.
They may be lacking a little bit of confidence here at the moment, the Indians, and of course the Australians, they feel like they're well on top, and of course they are. The big support in the field by some very good fielding. They've taken some great catches.
Absolutely, and kudos to the coaches as well. The Indian side who've been constantly talking to the youngsters, feeding them the right advice. And what I like about both the coaches, be it TB Singh or Lumba. Oh, this time it will be taken. This time it will be taken. Matthew Holmes has challenged the outside edge once again. And the man inside the circle at 45 has not made any mistake this time around.
And I think, Suresh, he's actually moved himself a couple of metres to his left. And so he started a position there that was... made it much easier for him to get there, 2 hands, and what a really good catch. And there's a wicket for Holmes. Well done, Matthew Holmes.
To persist with the same lines, to persist with the same plan, and get a result of this kind, you got to tip your hat to Matthew Holmes. Indian Tigers are served 44 for 5. Their required rate climbing to 12.
He's the Indian captain, and I believe personally this Nedroop has got first-class cricket written all over him. He's going to be a first-class cricketer. He's such a good player. let's see how he goes with his. Obviously, he's under a lot of pressure. It's always surprised me that he bats so low. I asked that last night.
That's his skill, actually. That's the way he comes in and finishes games off. But today he's got to build the platform so that he can provide the finishing touches later on if required. Grant, I have one concern though. It's a very good delivery, of course. I have one concern though, and that is the games have come very thick and fast in this tournament. Monroe's been captaining the side and also bailing them out of difficult situations. It might take a mental toll on him. Does he have it in him to tell himself, remind himself that it's one last hurdle?
Soon as you make a really good point, like he was so calm and controlled last night against Pakistan. I just felt tonight he wasn't quite. I just think he might have been a little bit tired because he's been really holding this team together. He's been bowling himself when the tough overs were around. And yeah, let's see. But I'm going to hand over now to Dan. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Dan.
Hello, Suhas. Good to be here, and the Australians right on top, saving their best performance of the tournament for the final. And I think Grant's right. The Indians just look a little bit flat to me, and it's been a long tournament. They've played some great cricket and just not at their best tonight. So far, anyway.
And the half their series, they've lost half their side. 44, it's on the board, and they're requiring what, 120 plus. Required rates almost touching 13 now, with 128 required in 60 balls. This game, if it has to go the distance, then one of these two has to really bat out of his skin. Manroop, I would trust a little more depending on history. But Sandeep is no muck with the bat. Remember that. He's bailed teams out of difficult situations. And the reason I say teams is because he's done that for multiple sides. Not just his academy side.
It's going to be fascinating how Manroop goes about this, because they've got to make so many runs. The run rate required, as you can see, is nearly at 13. Does he only know one way, or does he have to settle in now for a few deliveries and just get his eye in, or does he just try and play the way he's played throughout the tournament, which has generally worked for him?
Yeah, you said it. He's got to back himself and go for the big shots, because he can't leave it too late. And if he does so, whom does he leave it to?
Zeech bowls. He gets a top edge, a thick outside edge, dropped. Holmes has dropped a catch he probably should have taken. That would have been a big wicket for the Australians.
The Indian Tigers are breathing a sigh of relief, because there's one man who can turn this game around for them, and that is Manroop. That's nowhere near the middle of the bat. That should have been taken 9 out of 10 times. Holmes would have pouched it. But a slippery ball, and he does not take that catch. How much will Manroop make them pay? Henry Zeech is not happy about that effort.
He has bowled well again. And this time the blade is opened by Sandeep, and he works it down to third man.
Barring that drop catch, if you see, the Kangaroos have been absolutely relentless. And it's such a great attribute to have as a bowling unit. And this is the chance once again. Manroop in no position to play that shot, and he knew immediately he was in trouble. But Holmes, he hasn't subscribed to the book that Ben Baker has written.
Should have he waited for the ball to get a bit lower and take it around his mid-trip. Now he swings again. He's gone this time. Richard's taken the catch. It didn't last long. To me, he didn't look that interested. The second time he's played that pull shot, he turned his head, and Richard, young talent Richard, has taken a sensational catch. The boy originally from Victoria, who's moved up to the Sunshine Coast with his family, has taken a great catch, and Manroop is out for one. 6 for 47. Australia can smell this now, Suhas.
Yeah, good slower delivery, and the plan works once again. The ball sticking to the surface before it wanting to come to the batter, and this time no mistake made. It's a very good catch. You could sense that Manroop was not in his best form today, and it can happen. I still wonder, is it the mental toll? A brain drain moment. 47 for 6.
And he had a look at the pitch too, didn't he, as he walked off knowing that the ball had probably got stuck in it.
There is a bit of grass, but it's called winter grass, and it's a new term that I've learned coming here to Australia. The winter grass is what Lachlan, who works on the surface, has said. But when I look at it coming from India, I would say leave a buffalo there, it'll survive for a week. It's that much grass, but he says it's innocuous. It's not the kind of grass that you usually see around the world.
Well, I just saw a zephyr of it. I've had a look at the pitch each day, and it's, to me, it looked about the same. He's done a great job with it.
Oh, he's done a terrific job with it, especially juggling school, that's what he told me. Juggling school and surfaces. The only thing that he wishes for is a little more control on what the sky has to give.
Well, not much you can do about it. That's the weather. And generally it's been outstanding. He's short and it's pulled away. He didn't have control of it, but it goes over the wicketkeeper's head to the boundary for 4.
Talking Rashpal, who's been given an opportunity today after waiting in the ranks for a couple of days. Turn it around for the Indian Tigers. 50 comes up, but it's very less of a celebration that follows because of the 6 wickets that have been lost. The idea is to go for that swivel, and it's good intent shown by Rashpal from the first ball. And it sort of simmers in you, isn't it, as someone who's as talented as Rashpal is, not finding a place in the 11 tells you how fully stacked the side is as well, the Indian Tigers. Rashpal.
I spoke to him yesterday. I said the Australians are good today. We beat them yesterday, so he's feeling pretty good.
Absolutely. Now the final delivery.
For Henry Zeech in the tournament. It's a well-up ball. It's dug out. He doesn't score.
With 7 runs on the over and a wicket, it's a successful over for Henry. He would take this 51 for 6.
And he's had a great tournament. He's been another find. The quick left armour. So they need 121 in 54 balls. More than 2 runs a ball. The run rate required climbing unappreciably as far as the Indians are concerned to 13.44. Cruz Baker back in the attack. Suhas.
Rashpal, who's been given the license to go for the big shots and play his natural game. Remember, usually bats 3 and sometimes 4 and would run in if you ask him to open. Good ball. Oh, well, there was a bit of a tangle. And Rashpal was in no mood of giving Baker a hug. He was trying his best to reach home.
And Baker was in no mood of reciprocating.
He's going at it with hard hands, and that's the cause of concern here for Sandeep. He's losing his shape in the process.
Well, they can't do anything else. They've just got to go, don't they?
They've got to go, but a bit of holding the shape will definitely help for the kind of batter that Sandeep is. Now, this is what happened a couple of balls ago. Rashpal trying to get there, and I think Baker refrained from the throw. I think this is in this. If at all you want to mention the spirit of cricket, this might be one such moment.
Well, the Australians have been pretty full on tonight, haven't they? They've been pretty excited about the wickets they've taken and the way they've played, and there's been a bit of chirp out there, hasn't there?
And that's become the unwritten rule we were discussing, that if you're a keeper these days, you've got to lead the chirp.
Well, you do,
Or take lessons of babysitting in case you want to keep in Australia.
Yeah, that was very good what Tim Payne did, and then of course his wife took that memorable photo with her 2 children, the selfie with Richard Payne. It was a ripper, wasn't it? And the fact that he allowed that to happen just indicated there was good spirit and goodwill out there.
Such a good over from Cruz Baker. Any over where the Indian Tigers are starved of the boundary balls, it's a good over for the Kangaroos.
It's a flatter delivery. It's cut away, caressed away, and he was on the move. He nearly stumbled. He was stumbling in like Susie Quattro and Chris Norman, then Ali Nassar, but he ensured there's no run at 6 for 54.
No clue. You've got to explain.
Well, we'll explain. Let me just get through the over.
Cruz Baker is quicker than you are. Oh, good ball. And what an end to the over. Just 3 runs of it. We'll move on to the story now. 54 for 6.
Number 1 hit, 1978. Susie Quattro was one of the great rock and roll chicks. In fact, there's another ball still to go. They didn't quite count the deliveries. We'll come back to it.
The wide delivery. I love the bat flow that Rashpal's got at this stage.
They called the previous ball a wide. I'm not sure about that either.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But it's not yielding the runs required.
No,
It's
it's
just
not.
the one.
Now,
1978. I am absolutely sure I had no clue about it.
well, you wouldn't unless you know Australian music, and I love that sort of music. And she was a great rock and roll chick from America. That's what they called her, a rock and roll chick. Rock and roll lady, okay. I'll be
much
politically
better, yeah,
correct, yes. But I'm just using the term that they would have used in those days.
But we're on a broadcast.
Correct, I know that. And she had a number one hit with the lead singer of a band from America called Smokey, called Stumbling In.
Ali Nasser has no clue either.
Our love is alive, and so we begin.
You just
Foolishly lay your cards on the table and stumbling in.
increased the playlist of Ali Nasser there. Good delivery from Talon. What a time to come in and bowl as well. 56 for 6. The Indian Tigers are being teamed.
He's played a lot of cricket. He's junior cricket at Kensington in the inner northwestern suburbs of Melbourne, and then the family moved up here 2 years ago for a bit of a sea change.
When Talon was told that there's a game coming up in Brisbane and it's going to be a new team altogether, but he's going to see blokes that he's played with and against, he signed up for it, but when he came here, he realized it's this different level altogether. So the way he's adjusted is just marvelous to see. And it's good to see that he admitted as well that he was expecting not such good standards, but he got one. Just tells you and speaks volumes about ACL under-19 itself.
And he, like a number of these young boys, play in the BPL, of which Ian Healy is the patron of.
Wonderful.
One of the greats of Australian cricket, a great mate of our co-commentator, Grant O'Hara. Reshit bowls again, top edge. Has he got enough on it? Let's see. The Australian fielding has been good. And unfortunately for McAllister on that occasion, not quite good enough. It went in the air for a long, long time. Let's have a look at it.
Yeah, this should have been taken, but you always let the man with the gloves take it. The problem is he didn't this time around. Very difficult catch, though. The ball was swerving in the air.
Was.
But sometimes that black sky, that white ball can look like a dot, but when it comes down quickly. He never looks settled underneath it as well. I think from the corner of his eye, he was looking at Ali Nasser if he's making a dash for it.
6 for 58. Taylor Reshit 1 for 8 in his third over. They need 114 off 45.
15 and over required. They've got to keep going like this. So straight to the fielder. A dot ball. It's just got to increase the required rate. More frustration for Rashpal. Remember, he hasn't got the game time in this tournament.
No.
And comes in and is got a bat in this situation. I wonder what's going through his mind as well.
Was it a risky selection?
I wouldn't say it's a risky selection for sure. It's a very safe selection because looking at his stats and the amount of cricket that he's played in this part of the world, it's a very good selection. But it's just that he's been thrown to the deep end immediately and up against Talon right now, who is bowling brilliantly. Yorkers on command.
Outstanding. What a Yorker that was. 3 runs so far from the over. And it continues to slip away for the Indians.
15 and over means 3 boundary balls every over at least to stay in the game and make a dash for it towards the end. 130 and 43 is only possible if someone bats out of their skin.
Reshit bowls against down the leg side. That'll have to be called a wide, will it?
That should
yeah,
be
it will be, yes.
Now with the change in rules, you always wait a little longer for the umpire.
Wondering whether it could have brushed a pad, could have brushed the pants on the way through.
We don't know about the longer run-ups, but the longer follow-throughs are becoming a cause of problems because the closer the bowler gets to the batter, there's something spoken.
The hop, skip and the jump from Reshit again. Yorker length dug out brilliantly. Well done.
Just love this from Talon. back-to-back good Yorkers.
Cruise again.
And that shall see the deal in this over. 13 overs gone. 61 for 6.
So they've just got to throw caution to the wind. Or
What's the conversation between Sandeep and Rashpal? That's the bigger question here.
caution to the wind.
111 and 42. Just look at where the wind is blowing and hit towards it. Throw the cricket ball to the wind. 111 and 42. Someone needs to become an Andre Russell here.
Cruz Baker.
Oh, shot!
That's a beautiful shot. He's got underneath that, I reckon. 6.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Terrific shot indeed, and that was very crisply struck. Baker tossed the ball up, which he can afford to do given the required weight of the Indian Tigers, but the Tigers accepted. What a shot that is. There is a long gone lurking, but it didn't matter.
Sometimes Suez is a bit deceptive when it goes so high in the air as to whether it's going to go the distance, but that one certainly did.
Oh, that was again hit very, very hard. But the mid-on has been converted to long on and long off as well. Everybody's straight now. Sandeep's asking, why did you run the second run? Rashpal saying, that's because I don't think I can cover 22 yards as quickly as you do. Sometimes the problem is that Sandeep gauges everyone by the benchmark that he sets for himself, and those are too high.
He's getting going too.
The Rashpal's getting perfect Yorkers, Sandeep's getting half bodies.
He's done a good job though, Cruz Baker. It was an inspired move by the Australians to open with him with his spin. We hadn't seen him in the tournament until yesterday. I think that was the only criticism of the Australian bowling, that maybe it was a bit too sameish outside each with his left arm quicks, a lot of right arm mediums in the first 2 days.
8 runs in the first 3. Oh, he's taking it as a full toss. This has been hit really hard. And wow, has it hit the wicket.
Come on, Ed.
Much needed boundary for India. 12 runs on this over. Sandeep is keeping the Tigers alive, but is he keeping the Tigers in the hunt? Only time will tell.
Well, they're under 100 required now, but the run rate is still astronomical, required 15.63.
99 or 38. Long gone. We'll take it on the bounce.
Well, that wasn't a bad shot in the end. It looked like he mistimed it, but I wonder if he deliberately played it like that to take the pace off it so it would land safely.
And Sandeep has been someone who's been getting starts but hasn't really pushed on. He was even run out, unfortunately, in one of the games. So he's hungry for runs. And Rashpal, with his huge backlift, still not finding a way to get underneath that ball. 9 of 10 for him. 74 for 6. 75 for 6 with that single.
Diving Baker did well to try and stop that. Good effort. He's been an outstanding fielder. We saw that catch yesterday that he took. It was about to clear the boundary for 6 and he jumped up and knocked it down, and Ali Nasser was there to receive it on the rebound.
14 runs scored in that over, and that's still less than what the required rate is.
Probably their best over the innings.
This tells you how difficult this is getting for the Indian Tigers. The Kangaroos are on top.
Deepinder Singh back in the attack.
That should be taken. That didn't sound well. And it's simply taken. If it's going to Ben Baker, you better walk towards the pavilion, because he hasn't dropped a single chance in the entire tournament.
Well, that seemed to come onto him quicker than he hoped, quicker than he anticipated, and all he could do was drive it in the air recklessly. And you're right, Baker has got a wonderful pair of hands.
There's no other option for Rashpal, but he's got to keep going. That extra bit of bounce from Deepinder Singh has done the trick here. Baker gets a comfortable catch. He makes any catch look comfortable, doesn't he? 75 for 7.
So Nilhal Desai hit a couple of boundaries yesterday.
Oh yes, was able to manage one boundary that I remember. He hit straight to the fielder, but that ricocheting made sure that it was four, and it was a very important boundary as it proved towards the end, because it gave a lot of momentum to the Indian Tigers against the Pakistani Sultans. But right now, if the word momentum has to be used, it is only for the Kangaroos.
Clinical 2 days in a row so far, Suhas. Found their form at the right time.
What a fairy tale script it's been. Oh, good collect.
Great collect. That took off, didn't it? Oh.
Sometimes, as a keeper who's standing so far, you do not expect the ball to collect the ball right in front of your face. That took off, and it's a slower delivery that took off.
Went underneath the bat.
Very surprised by that. Cross seam delivery, Dan. Cross seam delivery. And that will yield the result. Land safely. Perhaps not the result Deepinder wanted.
But it was a good delivery, good bouncer. Again, it stuck in the wicket a little bit and surprised Nilhal Desai. Made a bit of a mess of that, but luckily it landed safely.
It's not the team that is that's applied itself better, not just that. Just adding to that, it's a team that has read the conditions better, which is on top, which is the Kangaroos for sure. Look at the lengths that they're targeting. That short ball has been troublesome for so many Indian batters. Sandeep has found the gap, but not enough fuel to reach the fence. So 2 more taken.
Big few days for these young men. They've, I would have thought, return to school tomorrow if they're in year 12, and some of them are, I believe. Elliot Hurd certainly is.
Yeah, the Indian Tigers will take at least 2 to 3 days before they return to school. And one of them, don't be surprised if they are found sleeping, because the jet lag is something.
When are they due to go home, the boys that are living in India, the next couple of days?
Take the same flight with me.
When are you going? Tomorrow?
9th evening.
Okay. You can still get to Byron Bay tomorrow, maybe. Deepinder Singh bowling.
Shot.
Great shot.
But amount of bat involved, not enough. What a catch! What a catch from Richard. Sandeep cannot believe it. He had almost started to celebrate the fact that it's 6, but Richard had other ideas. What a catch.
Well, they've dropped a couple of simple ones tonight, the Aussies, and they even did it yesterday, but when the hard ones have had to be taken, especially over the last 2 days when they've found their best form, they have delivered. What a great catch that was by Talon Richard. With his family here watching. Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, wet outfield. The ball would have been wet as well. Had to jump, and time is jumped to perfection, using every inch of his height to get to the cricket ball. And coming down with it, much to the surprise of himself. He was so glad that he was able to pouch it. The catching has been absolutely wonderful today, barring just one grammatical error in a beautiful poetry that it's been called catching.
I was going to say the teenagers come in, they're all teenagers, but he's the young teenager. Udavir.
Youngest.
Yes.
And what the store has done is it hasn't differentiated between the youngest or being the eldest in the side. It's just thrown everybody to the deep end.
Correct.
And asked to come out of it swimming. And sometimes the problem is, as one of the great commentators said, it's like throwing both ends of the rope to a drowning man. And today is one such moment for Udavir where he can try his best to clear it, try his best, but he's not known as a huge 6-hitter. This over has yielded 3 runs and 2 wickets. Deepinder Singh is enjoying bowling. It's these kind of days that he picked up the cricket ball for the first time for.
Well, he plays with the Wests Cricket Club in Brisbane. Famous cricket club.
Just got a feel for the lower order for the Indian Tigers that's come out to bat today. The game's almost done and dusted. They're being served a snipe hunt almost
Well, it's been a great performance to Pinder Singh. Bowls a full toss and Udavir gets off the mark. The young man, well done. So 15 gone. And the end is nigh. The run rate required is 18.6 and it's 8 for 79. They need 93 off 30 balls. So it's, 3 runs every ball. And we've got 5 overs remaining. Suhas has got a big job ahead. There's lots of trophies to give, including the big one for the Australian team. They might need the entire team, as the photos continue here, to be
Just a little bit, tiny,
held by the entire team. It looks so big out there. Two very photogenic gentlemen in the background getting their photos taken. 8 for 79, and Suhas will be in charge of the post-match presentation and also ceremonies.
Gee, this has been a lot of fun.
It has, hasn't it? Yeah, and here's Rishan again, bowls the full bowled him! Bowled him! And young Udavir can't believe it. I think he played on the end of the full toss. And it's 9 for 79.
9 for 79 on 15.1. And the talent of Wicket has bowled extremely well. Look at that.
One of the young Indian boys that means so much. You can't tell me he doesn't want to win. Look at him, he is absolutely shattered.
And that's just also just how much
Great camera work too.
Yeah, how much cricket means to all of our countries.
Well, it was the attempted Yorker, didn't quite work out.
He's what I've really enjoyed watching talent is he's just kept that line and length going. He hasn't tried to do too much. It just goes to show that consistency and being able to execute your plans is something that's so vital even in T20 cricket.
This is his local club and he bowls and he has a little bit of a flirt outside the off stump without moving his feet, the number 11, Puish can't. And the end is nigh here for the Aussies. They were beaten in the first game when Pakistan managed to defend 109. The Australians didn't bat well, bowled out for 98. They batted okay to make 152 and the back end of their bowling. They were taken to the cleaners a bit by the Indians and lost with an over to spare and 5-wicket victory to India. But it all started to click yesterday. And he beats him outside the off stump with an absolute corker, and he said, how good was that? Look at his reaction.
He was so enjoying his cricket, and why wouldn't he? Just a reminder, we started with 4 nations playing in this tournament. Australia and India, of course, but also Pakistan and Sri Lanka. Under 19 level, some first grade cricketers right down to second, third grade cricketers, and they've come together to play in this tournament, which has turned out to be highly successful and really enjoyable.
Some great talent has been unearthed, if it hasn't already been unearthed. And this is pushed down the line by Puish Singh, and he manages to get a run. And it's 9 for 80, delaying, unfortunately, as far as the Indians are concerned, the inevitable. What do you think's gone wrong tonight for them?
Look, I think, for one thing, had they won the toss, I think they were going to actually bat and see if they could post a score. But Dan, I just feel like they look a bit tired to me.
Yep.
I think they look like a team that have given it absolutely all every game.
Short, pulled away. Has he got enough of it? It lands safely behind square.
I think the game last night took a lot out of them. I thought it was viewed as vital to them and a game that they really wanted to win.
There's Belly and Hurd's parents on the right-hand side who've travelled up every day from Cooperoo. That's dedication for you. Young Bally and Batterwell making 52, top scoring for the Australians.
As we know, a young group of players that they do most of their schooling or in the academy of cricket. So cricket is certainly extremely important to them.
Wicket bowls again, and it's driven away. That's a good effort to try and catch. It was in the air for a long time through the covers. It would have been a great catch. Would have been a sensational way to end the tournament and win the tournament. But we need to wait a little bit longer, yes.
And there's no doubt they've been outplayed by the Australians tonight. The batting performance by the Australians were none for 75 before they lost their first wicket. They were well in control, and then they had built this foundation which allowed Sipple and the keeper, McAllister, to come in and really take control and elevate the score into that 170 mark. And once you get past that 160, which in 170 ended up being the highest score of the tournament so far, then that becomes a mental block for the Indians. And that's what I do feel, Dan. I just feel that they maybe came into this final, wouldn't have wanted to be, but came in a little bit flat.
It's hard to know when you're going to peak. The Australians have peaked. The Indians probably already had. And this is a appeal for a catch down the leg side. And it's all over, except Puish Kant has said no either. Well, or is he leaving?
No, he's reviewed.
He's reviewing it.
He did that straight away.
Yeah, he did. He feels it didn't get him anywhere near the bat or the glove. The Australians think they've won it. Could be anticlimactic to Pinder Singh bowling, and he's saying that he's got an edge either on bat or glove down the leg side.
If there's been a sound, I don't think there's anything but bat or glove.
No, I think it's a bit far away, to be honest. So I think we might continue for a bit longer, yes.
Yeah, it was hard to tell if there was any gap, but I'm sure we don't. As great as the technology has been, we probably don't have hotspot or even ultra edge here. We might be going for sound.
All the umpires have done a great job. The third umpire, Ian Barsby, in play here. To me, it looked like it missed.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fair enough. And I'd say, you don't review so quickly if you aren't that certain that it missed.
Well, looking at Depinder, he's walked away from the group. I think he's starting to realise that. No, it's been given out. It's out. According to Ian Barsby, it was off the glove.
Yes, and that's official.
And it's all over. And the Indian Tigers have been beaten, and the Australian Kangaroos have won the inaugural Australian Under-19 ACL Carnival here at Noosa. What a game of cricket it was by the Australian Kangaroos. We thought they were fantastic yesterday. They were absolutely superb today. They've won by 89 runs, and they've won in the 17th over as the Pakistan boys look on. No doubt they look on, a little bit jealously, because they would have loved to have been in the final, and now the Indians go on and they look obviously very disappointed. To congratulate the Australians, who are absolutely delighted. What a performance. They made 171 and then comfortably dismissed the Indians, who battled right throughout for just 82.
Yeah, congratulations to the Australian team. It was a culmination of a couple of build-up games and then a really good game last night against Sri Lanka, and then they came into the final with plenty of confidence, but so did India. So from Nathan Reardon, the coach's perspective, and that team that really played really good cricket for the majority, for all of that game. But let's have a look at this Indian team. Taken all before them throughout this tournament. They came into the final undefeated. And Dan, how often do you see it? Yeah, when one losing game happens to be the final, the one you least want to lose.
They talk about, and wasn't that long a tournament, but they still played a game every day. They talk about peaking at the right time. In a long season like the NRL or the AFL, I'll give a couple of examples, the EPL, how do you know when to peak? I mean, it's about getting enough wins on the board to make sure you're peaking in the finals. I mean, you've got to make the finals to be able to peak in the finals, if you know what I mean. And the Indians obviously got there and played some great cricket on the first day, terrific run chase on the second day, bowled beautifully last night, but today all aspects of their game, including their fielding, were just off, weren't they?
Well, I think what you're actually referring to is ensuring that your skill sets and the skills that you are showing, displaying, are intact and really starting to really hit their strap. So if you're learning on the way through, if you're making mistakes on the way through, or you can make any adjustments to your game so that all comes together in the final. And I think that's exactly what happened to the Australians. They were actually able to bring change-ups and changes into their game and execute when it was most required. Whereas the Indians, they played such a good game last night. It was almost the perfect game. They played a really good game, but then when it came to, they used different tactics in this particular game. Last night it was all about seam up, seaming, swinging in, swinging away, and tonight it was more about, and I think the rain had something to do with this, they actually adapted to the conditions, but in the end they had to actually change up their game plan. So they're actually executing skills that they haven't really executed throughout, which was that slow bowling into the wicket type of execution. So I think that's actually how it panned out.
Well, they started off with Cruz Baker, and they haven't used the spinners that often. I know they used him last night, I know they used Ben Baker, or yesterday, for a couple of overs, but they started with Cruz Baker, which was something a bit different. Henry Zeech, I didn't think bowled brilliantly, but he's still got a couple of wickets. If you look at the batting there, well, Sandeep Nishad top score with 28, and the only others to get double figures, Rashpal Singh, Manraj Kalon, and Dilraj Singh, who was, of course, caught off a no ball early. And while he was there, I always thought they were a massive chance, but once he went out, I just felt that they, except for Manroot, but Manroot just didn't look like it tonight, I thought they were always going to be in trouble. Look at the bowling. Henry Zeech 2 for 17, Cruz Baker bowled well, none for 23, 16 dot balls for Henry Zeech, 12 dot balls for Talon Reship, been a real star in the tournament, lots of Yorkers, 2 for 14, a wicket each to Ben Baker and Matthew Holmes. Deepinder Singh got some wickets as well. They just all bowled beautifully and played magnificently and played their role at the right time.
And the Indians, unfortunately, they had a lot of trouble building their base. They lost their first wicket at 9, their second wicket at 11, their third and fourth wickets in the 30s, and that really put them on the back foot right from the get-go.
And look at that, Bally and Hurd, 52 off 35, Ali Nassar, 38 off 37, and then, of course, they needed the finishing touches, and Harry Sipple provided it with 32 off 13. Purush Kant bowled okay, but was expensive, 2 for 33. Dilraj Singh, normally a part-time off-spinner, bowled the 4 overs to try and get the 20 overs in, an hour and 20 because of the rain, and that was the decision made by the umpires. 1 for 30, and Desai also bowled a lot of overs as well. He's been a part-time spinner, 1 for 17, and we've just seen what the Australians did with Deepinder Singh, 3 for 16. And good evening and welcome to the ACL Under-19 final. We've started a bit late. We have not had rain in Noosa all week, but of course it's the final and we get some rain tonight and we get a typical tropical southeast Queensland thunderstorm. But we're still going to get a game of cricket. The outfield is drying up, remembering of course that it's been dewy when the matches have been played at night, so the players are used to the reasonably wet conditions. So we're ready to go, and the rules are that they've got an hour and 20 to bowl overs. India, if they don't bowl their 20 in an hour and 20, bad luck. The Australians will then bowl the same number of overs at the Indians. Great to have Grant O'Hara right next to me. Grant, that's a great rule.
Good evening, Dan. Yeah, great to be with you. How exciting is this? I'm so looking forward to this match-up, this game tonight, the final. Australia versus India. It never gets much better than that in cricket. Fantastic. Australia, on the toss, decided to bat.
How do you feel about that?
Well, actually, when I think about it, I think I can see why, because India bowled so well defensively last night. So I think Australia want to post a big total and make India chase.
Well, hopefully they can. They were outstanding yesterday. They've had their moments in the other 2 matches without putting it all together, but they were brilliant yesterday. I've spoken to a few of the parents, and they're hopeful And Ali Nasser to face the first ball from Sandeep. And it swings away, a little bit of swing as we had last night.
Gee, Sandeep bowled well last night.
He bowled beautifully.
He bowled these beautiful outswingers, and it wasn't so much that Pakistan batted badly. I just think that he bowled so well. So this is going to be, they've just talked about matchups and said they think the best matchup by getting on the front foot, getting out there and batting first. So here they are.
So Sandeep in again, gives himself room and punches it away to the covers. And does not score.
Interesting, the ball being wet, the shot coming to play here. It was, Dew has played a part in the previous games at night, but this is a little bit more than Dew. Really? Oh, damn.
Did.
That's more like a summer storm rather than a winter storm.
The lightning was a bit of a concern as well. But it's outside the off stump and he attempts to cut. There's a great Jim Maxwell would say, a wandering split probably between second and third slip in the slips cordon. And he played that away from the body then, Ali Nasser. And Belly and Hurd is opening with him. His parents have been back and forth right throughout the week from Cooperoo. And they've also used it as an opportunity for young Bellion to get his driving hours up as well. But they're loving the fact that he's getting an opportunity. He's at Toombul. He's grade cricket club. Again, he holds that outside the off stump and flirts away Ali Nasser. And Toombul, the home of Matthew Renshaw, the great Jeffrey Robert Thompson. And for a season, one of the great nicknames in cricket, the Wizard, named by Dougie Walters, Ian Davis, the Wizard of Ed.
I was going to say, Dan, I've got one for you, but your memories of cricket are just fantastic.
Oh, we mentioned a few names earlier, didn't we? Beaten again. Ali Nasser, one that came to mind before. I loved him and he opened the batting. I was trying to work out why they kept him in the side, but as you said, he probably shouldn't have opened. Was a good mate of yours, Mark Gaskell.
Yeah, really good player, young guy. They play most of his this Sandeep shot, it's been well, it's finally got to the line. It's not shaping like
It's a good start, and this one comes in, and Ali Nasser, all he can do is play it back to the bowler, and he fields and he's followed through, and we get a maiden over. So the first over's gone.
Now, I've never actually seen a condition like this before, a playing condition where we're playing top. So it'll be up to India to get through their overs. So they close 10 and 12 overs. Well, that's 1 year down.
Correct, because I think that they took a little longer than they should have yesterday, according to the very experienced umpire, Ian Barsby. And he was honest about it. He said they probably could have done it a bit quicker than they did.
Well, yeah, this has been such a great thing about this tournament is that the flexibility that the organisers have shown to actually get games on and make sure that the kids get cricket at this underlying level.
Good luck to the Herds as Bellion gets one down the leg side. The first runners on the board for the Australians.
Now, speaking to the Pakistan coach just earlier before dinner, he said to me that most of these, this is actually what he said, most of these elite players don't go to school. He said, they do these subjects, but they're cricket focused, so most of their time is spent at paddocks, not in the academy.
This is pulled away by Bellion Hurd. He can play beautifully down the ground. He can whack it square of the wicket as well. And he does that magnificently. Lovely boundary by the young man. Again, he drags from off stump. Well, I presume that they will go for 6 overs, won't they? And then we'll see if we can check with Ian. I'll check with Ian in a second. I presume it'll be for 6 overs and they'll just keep the same conditions in place as you would normally. Puyush Kant, he's had a very good tournament. He bowls to Ballion Hurd, who hits it into his foot, and if he didn't hit it into his foot, he might have counted it into his stumps. Kant in again. He's hit on the pad, but I think it might have been well outside the leg stump. He had exposed his stumps, and he maybe tried to hit that a little bit too hard at Ballion Hurd on that occasion, but another run on the board for the Australians, who are none for 6 in the second over. Yeah. Bush can't bowls again. Oh, he tries the ramp shot. Too early, Ali, I would have thought. Way too early. I know it came up a couple of times the other night, but a little bit later in his innings. But he batted well.
I think the conditions look like what I can.
It's amazing.
What an amazing.
Obviously the ground drains well, which is terrific. Lockie, the groundsman's also masquerading as the bar manager behind us, said, yeah, the ground does dry well. Puyush bowls again, some swing. In swing, which is pushed away, ended up being an attempted Yorker to Manroop Singh, and that's 2 overs gone, and you can see that the players are running through very quickly, the Indians, to get through the overs, to make sure they get 20. Yeah.
That's middle, so you
I think we'd passed the great rugby league stadium, didn't you? Lang Park, and it was chucking it down, as you said. Now that's swung away, and that is a wide. It swung very, very late indeed, and that's the first run that Sandeep Nishad has conceded. This is the start of his second over. Hurd swings and misses. Didn't quite have his foot to the pitch. Young Ballion, he's a big man. Sandy opening the attack, and this is one that he attempted to cut away, and he played it away from the body, had to reach for it. Again, swinging away nicely. Sandeep Nishad, a great start. Manroop has opened the bowling generally for India in the first 3 games, and then Sandeep has come on his first change, but I'd have to say this is a move that's worked well so far. Gets one on the leg stump and he skies it high. Is it going to clear the field? There are two getting back and they were a couple of metres away from each other and they sort of stopped and said who's going to go for it, and the catch isn't taken. So Valiant Herd should have perished, doesn't perish, he survives, and can he cash in now?
That went a long way up. It's hard to take the sky down sky.
Bit of hesitation there. Now he drives the next one. It was in the air and I think it might have been dropped. It was a very low one. And it was travelling like a bullet. And Sandeep, if looks could kill, the young man who wasn't able to hang on to that catch is the youngest member in the Indian team in Udavir Singh in the red turban, and just went through his legs in the end, but it was a low one that if he had a lunch for, I think he takes it. Ali Nassar yet to get off the mark, ready for Sandeep now. Beaten outside the off stump, and he had a flirt that wasn't far away from getting the outside edge. Unfortunately, Ian doesn't know Hindi, does he?
And Ian Barsby, very experienced.
Oh, one of the greats.
Been around a long time.
I don't think he ever would fall for it, would he? He looks so laid back out there chewing gum, Ian, that I dare say he'd have it under control. It's interesting, Steve did say, one of the other umpires who's out there with Simon, said you might make, especially on a long form version of the game, 250 decisions in a day. Cricket, I'm not so sure about that, but if you did, it's a big, big job, isn't it? Push for his second over bowls, and Valiant Herd manages to get the inside out shot over the infield, and it'll go to the boundary for four. The two fielders are in pursuit. It's not as quick obviously as it usually is due to the fact that it's at night and we've had a bit of rain in Noosa about an hour or so ago, but it goes to the boundary for four. Lovely shot. Yeah. Dropped off consecutive balls, but he's made 11 off 10 and Ali Nassar none off 9. Can't be too worried though. We saw Dilraj the other night when the Indians beat Australia, chasing the target as well, but he was 0 off 15, went on to be unbeaten with 70 and get his team home with an over to spare. Push in again, he hit on the pad. Herd, he was looking to work that away aggressively through the onside, and he practices the shot.
That would suggest that it's Wickets, and that would suggest that an off stump could not be a line between the plan to go. So a chance for another little drop kick perhaps.
Here's Push Khan again, and he's on the move, and the inside out shot this time is an absolute ripper for six. Well done, young fella. He's gone over the top of cover, sliced it away, and got every bit that he possibly could with that ample frame. Well done. 17 off 12, none for 20 in the fourth over.
What I loved about that those couple of steps around the wicket, shade our line, the landing space of the bowler, inside out his
And he swings and misses outside the off stump. He's just concentrating on his cricket now, according to his dad and mum, and they take him down. He's not old enough to drive on his own yet. Year 12 at school, they take him down for his lesson with his coach in cricket on a Saturday morning at the Gold Coast. They get up at 5:30, and obviously they've been back and forth over the past 4 days for this tournament.
Looks like Ellie's going to try and enter it.
He has another swing and a miss to one that had a little bit more bounce then, and he's a bit frustrated with himself. 1 ball remaining in the 4th over.
Good character. So what we're seeing now with that freshman really takes that much better than he did last night.
He really is bending his back, Push can't. None for 15 though, been a bit expensive so far. Hurd, this time hits it down the ground. It was a flat bat shot that he didn't execute as well as he would have liked. Push Kant's a tall man, and he did stand tall, Push Kant, but wasn't able to take the catch as it just cleared him. And Valiant Head looks at the bottom of the bat and says to Ali Nasser, I certainly didn't get that where I wanted it. 18 off 15, that's none for 21 after 4.
23.
Yep, with Valiant Herd, 18 now off 15, we've got to change the bowler. This is going to be interesting. The spinner, the left-arm orthodox coming into the attack, Dan.
How do you feel about this so early?
Oh, well, this is this is one of those gambles that sometimes, you know, a team captain's going to say, if this comes off, we win the game. If it doesn't, and this is what the Pakistani coach said last night, maybe that wasn't a wicket 4 spin last night, and they tried to bowl about 15 over, which was...
When he was on last night, didn't it? As he gives himself room, Valiant Herd doing all the striking at the moment and facing as he gave himself room and drove it down to mid-off without getting a run. None for 21. Round the wicket again. He cuts the next one. Udavia is fielding in the covers.
Good start by Fan Singh.
Giving it a bit of air. High arm action, as we've said. This time he whacks it down the ground. It's a beautiful cricket shot. He gave himself room and he picked the gap through the onside. Lovely boundary by Valiant Herd. He's turning it on, the young fellow. 22 off 18. None for 25 in the 5th over.
What I particularly liked about that is that he hit a gap. He knows that there's some space there between mid-off and mid-on, and that was a lovely shot down the ground. Just a little bit short, and that's going to be the difficulty for the spinners. Any deviation off a good line could cause trouble.
He cuts the next one away. It's in the air, and it actually went straighter than I thought he anticipated, because Pal Singh is certainly trying to force him to play a false shot, but he's got 23 off 19. Brings Ali Nasser in now, and he just forces into the onside. Doesn't score, doesn't matter so much, because Valiant Herd's doing his job, Grant.
He is. Look, I still am a big advocate for one player anchoring an innings, even in T20, and let the rest go.
Round the wicket again. He chops the next one away into the offside. Udavia, good return. He's young, he's quick, he's precocious. As I say, the youngest man out there, or youngest boy out there, by at least a couple of years, Udavir Singh, the 15-year-old in the red turban. It completes 5 overs. It's none for 27. Good start by the Australians. They elected to bat first, and the new conditions are that Both teams have got to try and get through their overs, or the Indians have got to get through their overs in 1 hour and 20. If they haven't got through the 20 overs, the Australians will then get the number of overs that they faced to bowl at the Indians, as they'll be defending their total. But they've made a good start here. Ali Nasser has won, and Valiant Herd is on 23. I'm going to take a break, and Sue Haas is going to come in and join Grant O'Hara.
I've been so impressed with the quality of the cricket. Nathan Reardon, the first-class player for Queensland, is the coach team, and he largely selected the team, and he wanted players that have got first grade and second grade and even third grade level experience to come in and play in this Australian kick. What a shot! Lovely shot. Drop kick straight over mid-wicket for 4. Now Ali the Star, 1 from 11, just got off the mark. Last ball of last over, and now he's got a chance to open his arms. Full toss. Nice little flick off the pads, and the Australians have been really happy with the way this is going at the moment. 5 over 31, and Ali Nassar and Valiant Herd, they look to be in control. 6 overs. Right, 6 overs. 2 players out for the 6 overs. In terms of the power play, so we understand those conditions. So I've just had that through from the umpires that the power play will last 4-6 overs, so that means that we will only have 2 fielders out. At the moment, those fielders for the Indian Tigers, there's a player going to long on, and there's a deep mid-wicket. Are the 2 players out at the moment? As we welcome Sunas. Welcome, Sunas. Good to see you again.
Likewise, Grant. Very good evening to everyone watching. That looks close. I will have a look at it again, and sometimes it looks close depending on the jersey that you're wearing on the inside.
I think that might have been just sliding down leg side, Sunas, but yeah, no, it was close. It was him on the crease, so there was definitely nothing wrong with height. I have been really impressed with the skill level of Sandy Prasad. Are you familiar with him prior to today?
Yes, I am. So he's someone who can swing the ball, especially away from the right-hander.
It's a quick single. Well played there. The Australians now rotating the strike.
7 runs in the over. It's a good comeback by Sandeep Nishad after being hit away for 4 first ball. Yes, you were asking about Sandeep Nishad, the bowler. Now let's dissect the 3 departments of his. His performance in bowling off late has been terrific because he's found the right lines to be inviting the right-handers especially to go for the drive, and that's how he brings the slip into play, kissing the outside edge of the bat more often than not. As a fielder, he's a gun fielder. He's 2 fielders masquerading in one is what we talk about him. Sometimes covers from long on to long off all by himself. And a very shrewd cricketer.
And Sunesh, what part of India is he from?
Amritsar.
Oh, where's that?
Amritsar, Punjab.
Oh, okay.
That's where Sandeep is from and trains a lot in his cricket academy as well. He's one of the quickest. Sandeep Nishad. And full marks to his celerity, his agility and flexibility. So you will find him do acrobatic things which others might find difficult. A terrific shot. Just a full flush. Beautiful drive. And I think for the first time the ball jumped over the rope and it didn't touch it.
Valiant Herd took full toll there. That's the most over-pitched ball he's bowled this evening, right in the slot. And look, he's done a machine. He's not going to put put them on the same spot every time, but he did overpitch then, and but the batter's still got to be good enough to take full toll of it.
Beautiful shot, isn't it? From
Straight down the ground. There's few nicer, is there?
6 overs done and dusted with 38 without a wicket. It's a good start for the Kangaroos. The first power play has been done and dusted with Pratham Pal Singh has operated in it. Now we get more cushion in the deep.
So this is just an interesting condition. So there's about 50-something minutes left for this innings.
And that's exactly why perhaps the captain is banking on the spinner to complete the overs quickly.
I got a friend of mine who's a very good league called Andrew Losberg. He would have loved that particular delivery there because of the pitch. He got that well above the eye line, and it takes a lot of courage to get it throw it right up. Let's see if he does it again.
That's a cracking shot. Udaybir Singh didn't even put in the dive because even if before he could think of doing it, the ball had sped away for 4.
This is a really impressive start by the Australians, and I think they gained some confidence last night. They chased down a Sri Lankan total, had to chase it down inside around about 12 overs, and they did it quite easily in the end, and they're actually carrying that momentum into this innings. And some terrific shot selection, getting through some really difficult bowling, and impressive. So just a single there brings that Ali Nassar back on strike. 8 off 15. He's starting to get some momentum into his innings as well.
Looks glorious as he plays that counter drive once again. This time, just only in the face of the bat. Inside out, it's one of the most difficult shots to play. But it looks good.
Looks fantastic. Just waiting on the delivery, waiting for it to land. I love watching this left-hand orthodox bowl too. Just the way he's flighting the ball.
And confused whether to go forward or rock back on the back foot.
Because, of course, India has such a proud heritage of producing such great spin bowlers. And we were talking about one earlier, Bishan Bedi, who I remember was just mercurial, wonderful bowler.
Came from the same part of the world. His roots extend to the same part of the world. Pratham Pal Singh is someone who's self-coached, and for someone who's self-coached to be so good so quickly, it's a gift in itself. 7 overs gone, 45 for those.
Can you tell me, Sinesh, a little bit about the cricket academy that these guys go to? Is it still like a school? Do they still do school subjects, or